That's all you're doing it on is your phone.
All right. I brought this, which is what I usually do. I usually manage my chat from a third phone or a second phone.
That is so weird.
What?
You just moved? Did you just move it?
I just didn't move it, yeah.
Weird, huh? Okay, this is going to be weird seeing the lag.
Well,
so I gotta cut the volume
number
down.
one, you got to turn it down.
I gotta cut the volume all the way down.
You got to turn the volume down and don't look at the video. You're just all you're doing is looking at the chat. Because otherwise, you're going to be disturbed.
Already disturbed. Mine's over somewhere over there.
This is going to be a regular deal. I'm just going to be doing this every time. Every time I'm live streaming, we're going to be talking about something else. It's going to be a regular deal.
Spaz Tech, take me to your leader.
Spaz Tech is in here?
Yeah, just Blaze one.
Oh, okay.
Lone Wolves on Wheels. Hello there.
Who?
Lone Wolves on Wheels.
Lone Wolves, that's Brian. Or his lovely wife, I don't know which one. They have 2 YouTube accounts and Brian takes over both of them, so you don't know who you're talking to. Usually if it's something, Brian is an asshole or something like that, you know that it's his wife's on. Brian's usually pretty vocal. He usually doesn't make much.
So you can't reply that way. You can reply from your
Well, yeah, we talk through the camera. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I will never be able to figure
this out. You just read the chat. All you're doing is helping me.
K.A. Yo.
K.A. That's Keith. Chicago. Keith.
Chicago.
I hang out with Keith more than I do any other dude on a motorcycle, and the motherfucker lives in Chicago. Explain that one. Explain that one. We got to move closer to the camera.
I'm sorry.
The microphone's right there.
Why put the microphone so far away?
Well, I think I was going for the wide shot. But you moved down here, and I was like, oh, okay, we'll just.
I can move away. I don't care.
No. You just need to be somewhere near the shot.
Zip up my pants while I don't have a view of it. My damn butt popping on these stupid pants. Too fat.
I don't think I have any pants that fit me anymore.
Man, I'm telling you. Because I gain and lose weight so much, it's just, you can't, I'm not buying new pants.
I'm mostly gaining weight, but I had one pair of pants that I was like, I don't put on pants that often, and when I do, I'm not trying to impress anybody, so I had these awesome, what the hell do you call them? I've seen them forever. You get them at Tractor Supply.
Oh, dude, I bought the hell out of some of them blue jeans. They're almost like a little stretchy.
They're not blue jeans.
Oh, I bought some of the blue jeans. But it's that brand though, right?
What is it?
I don't know. I got a brown pair, brown pair of pants like that.
That's mostly what they had. Well, they had some green. I was like, oh, let me try that. Oh, shit, they fit. Oh, they're comfortable. Oh, they're the same price as those crappy Levi's that I've been wearing out now in 6 months. And these things lasted me, damn, almost 3 years. This last trip though, that's all I wore. If I had pants on, yeah, every day. If I was riding, I had those pants on.
I don't know.
Dude, they're so freaking comfortable.
Yeah, but you get them dirty and they smell like.
No, I wash them once a week or so.
Once a week. But it's different.
Dude, you're living in the woods. Things are different, dude. I'm telling you.
It's like people say on the Appalachian Trail, you don't use deodorant because who the hell you?
No, I don't like smelling. I don't like smelling myself, and I know other people don't like smelling me.
Right.
So I've got standards. When my hair starts clumping together, I'm gonna wash my hair. If my skin starts sticking or my hair starts sticking, I gotta go. And I'll take a bath 2 or 3 times a week. But it's either I'm gathering water out of a creek, whatever. So kind of a spontaneous thing. I was planning on doing a live stream anyway. If you guys don't know Luke's brand new.
I'm new, very new.
Luke has been, how long you been watching me, man?
When I found the Kellerman videos, so
Months.
Yeah, like 3 months, 4 months maybe.
Yeah.
It was cold when we went up that cave, and I started looking at the Kellerman mine thing, and you popped up, and then turns out you're from Brookwood.
Well,
Tap it right there.
Here, fix it. Give me a screen of the. No, that's okay. Your role is to keep the chat engaged. So in other words, we don't want 30 minutes of chats going by, and I have to scroll back through there and go, okay, well, who said what? And so anything that you think is interesting, that'll take all the pressure off of me. Keith said what? No, Brian said what?
He'll confuse you something. Okay, now I'll confuse you.
Lucas is from Tuscaloosa. He's 20, 30 minutes away from me. Tuscaloosa boy, just like I am. He found my Kellerman Railroad tunnel videos that I made, I don't know, 3 years ago. Anyway, he's rocking a KLR back here behind my bike. You can't really see it. And he's a hammock guy too, so this works out pretty well. And he likes camping, so it's kind of a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned.
Right on.
But I don't think you've ever been on a live stream before, have you?
No.
Well, you're not freaking out, but I could tell you're just a little bit nervous. You don't know what to do.
I'm not nervous. I just don't. I'll probably end up saying something stupid. Get bit by a bug.
So you're uncomfortable, not nervous, but uncomfortable because you know how you are. I have no idea. We did a short ride the other day. We've talked a lot on the phone.
Just for two dudes hanging out in the woods? What do you mean?
2 dudes hanging out in the woods.
He says gayness. That's not nice.
Well, let me go through. Carhartt, thank you. Thank you, Hoagie. Carhartt, that's no.
Dude, I'm the Tractor Supply.
And you don't like Carhartt?
I do like Carhartt. I have a Carhartt jacket, and I've worn out many a Carhartt pants, but I buy the cheapest stuff that fits.
No.
Because I'm going to tear it up.
And as far as I'm concerned, they're the same price as Levi's, but Levi's last me about 6 months because they make them out of paper now.
Levi's are garbage.
Yeah, it's crap. That's what I've worn my whole life, and then after like the 5th or 6th pair,
it's like sunglasses. The cheaper you go, the longer you'll have them.
That's why I don't have $15. Keep them forever. Except, no, I went through about 6 pair on this last trip. Richard's in the house. Chug a beer and embrace the process, Luke.
Trust the process.
He didn't say trust the process.
I know,
Chug a beer, embrace the process. Yeah.
Embrace the suck.
All right. Take me to, I can't remember. I can't tell which one's up or down. Spaz, Carl, take me to your leader. Is that your last comment?
Because the newest comments are on the bottom.
That's what I thought. Yeah. It doesn't look like that. Okay.
Maybe they're lagging this time.
Just Blaze. What's up, Just Blaze? Hello there. I don't know if I'm talking to Brian or his lovely wife, because y'all got to stop doing that. Y'all got to stop doing the bouncing around accounts. I welcome both of you. Oh, well, yeah. Brian's on here. Now I'll confuse you. Word up, homies. What's up, Survival Nomad? Gonna be in California late next week. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Brian, y'all, you and Keith need to hook up, man. That's all I'm gonna say. If either of y'all have trouble hooking up, I will convey information to the other. Keith's gonna be in California. Y'all need to share some love, man. Hoagie in the house. Bright Gary in the house. Brian, you're in the East Coast. No, Brian's never been to the East Coast. He can't leave the West. He's got one of those things around his neck. If you go too far, if you go over the Rockies, your head pops off.
Bomb collar.
Yeah, one of those things. Tuscaloosa Luke. Yep, that's Tuscaloosa Luke.
Oh, you see, he spelled it wrong.
Tuscaloosa Luke. Stupid TV. Don't you look handsome in that shirt? Isn't this a nice shirt? I really like this shirt. I've got 3 of them. And the message is duct tape. That's really all you need to know. Can't text on my TV either. You know, you guys could do what I do, is carry an extra phone. You can get in on the chat on your phone and watch the big screen. I mean, that's how I do it.
I watched on the TV, and then text on my phone.
Yeah, I don't see why. Because you can log into the same account. I mean,
absolutely.
I'm live streaming. Typically, this is Luke's phone. I'm live streaming from one phone and texting it on the other, and it lets me do it all the time. So, Richard's in the house. I'm not as cool as Garrett. Garrett Scooter Mullet. Yeah. I don't know, Richard. I think you're pretty cool, man. I think most people would struggle trying to be as cool as Garrett. Some people are just naturally cool. Some of us will never get there. I'm never going to be as cool as Garrett. I wished I would be as young as Garrett. That's probably what I'll pass for the cool if I could just be Garrett's age once again and be doing the crazy shit. He's doing the stuff right now that I should have done when I was his age, but I was too worried about making it.
You have made it, right?
What do you mean?
You've made it.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, I've lived, I guess, what most people would call the American dream, and it was a fucking joke. It was a disappointment.
Get in debt?
Yeah, that's what you do. You get in debt, you enslave yourself to the man, and you sell your time for money. That's what you do. That is what you do, and you're rewarded. And the reward is you get a bunch of stuff. You get a big house full of stuff, and then that's the American dream, and then you die. So, E4 Mafia Todd's in the house. Howdy, everyone. Switched over to my active channel. That's what you need to do, man. Everybody that's got it, you got a call coming in.
Oh, crap. I'll have to call him back.
All right, now you kind of see what's going on now?
I got you up to date. I want to make sure, because there's no way I was going to catch you up on all those. Because I left away for a minute to text somebody, and there was like 20 more.
I struggle with the same thing. It's really hard, but it's really easy if I
can see where you've changed topics, and then somebody's commented on a topic you were talking about 2 topics ago.
Well, and that's where I get confused, because I don't know where. And scrolling back up, I was like, where did I go? Oh, I missed somebody's comment, and it's like I struggle with that. And probably some of the smoothest streams that we've done, it's me and Carl, or me and Gary. Gary's reading the chats. Carl's reading the chats. You know, it's like, I can concentrate on a message instead of reading, and you know, and you can keep up with, you know, the people that are talking to each other. I don't care about them. They're having a conversation. But if they go, hey Don, hey Luke, show us Luke's motorcycle, show us Luke's hammock, you know, we need to engage with that, because I think you know, any kind of a.
Okay, Bluegrass has said, but Don, the man paid for my surgery. I hardly had to pay anything. So.
Oh, what? No, dude. Most people are never going to be able to disconnect. I'm okay with that. If you're living the life that you want to live.
Tag wants to know the beer du jour. So the beer of the day is.
Goes down smooth and fast. I made this choice. This is his beer. You like Miller Lite. And you said something that got my attention. It was, what'd you say, hoppy? You said something, we could get something hoppy?
Yeah, I was going to get like a super strong IPA and like a bottle of whiskey, but that might not have been a great idea, but it was an idea, so.
Well, I like the fact that I can drink 6 of these and I'm not going to get drunk.
Mm-hmm. I saw a comment the other day that says, I'm drinking Miller Lite. I'm going to become a problem in about 5 hours.
Yeah. Well,
Somebody else's problem.
I mean, they've got Alabama beers now that are 10, 11, 12%.
Oh, dude,
and
snake
it's like,
handler.
oh, snake handler,
That
exactly.
stuff will turn your brain inside out.
It will wreck you, and you won't even know it until like the third or fourth beer. You're like, oh, hey, I'm feeling kind of funny, and I've only had 4 beers. What the hell is going on here?
I drank a growler of it.
Oh yeah.
And was at a camping trip with a bunch of folks I didn't know, and may have gotten into a cuss fight with a feminist.
Mm.
It was.
I could do that without drinking.
Yeah, I had people coming up to me saying, "Oh man, you make a good point. Here's a beer," and I was like, "I probably don't need that." Okay, just go to town with it.
I'm surprised nobody's asked any questions about where we're at. Why has nobody asked any questions about where we're at? And I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you until we get some guesses, because it's in the freaking title, and it's going to be a video that's coming out probably in a couple of weeks, because it's going to take me that long because I'm that far behind. I'm making more videos than I'm shooting more videos than I can make, just kind of like what I was on the road. It's so much easier and so much more fun to shoot videos than to actually create, put them all together. And especially since I'm concentrating so hard on the story now, it's really, it's like lifting weights. It really is.
Put KLR in the title, because them guys lead up everything.
As soon as I hit go live, I was like, I should have put KLR in there.
Just put KLR/doohickey, and you got it.
Yeah, we will do another one with KLR.
All right, Spaz is close. You're in a meteor crater, not in, but
we're actually in.
Would this be in or would this be owned?
We're on the rim. We're on the rim of the Wetumpka crater.
Down there would be in. Up here is owned.
Spaz knows, because I've been talking about it. He didn't figure it out himself. Let's see. It was Keith, Spaz. Who else was I talking to about it? I can't remember. It's probably only the people that are watching right now that I talked about it. I've been wanting to come back here for a long time. I came out here maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago and went, wow, this is pretty cool. I didn't even know this was here. And ever since then, I've been like, man, I need to come back down. I need to bring some more people down here. This is cool. And not just that, I was thinking at best I was going to have some sketchy little fence line thing, push my bike deep into the woods, but we got to, I mean, it's single track, but it's very doable for anybody that's not on a Harley or a Goldwing.
And the thing that makes you think it's not used a lot is there's not a lot of garbage out here.
There's a lot of garbage right up top, right where everybody can park their car, and that's it.
Here. There's a Foster's oil can down there on the side of the hill somewhere. I saw that, but back in here, there's not that much garbage.
Did you call it an oil can?
Yeah, there's like 24-ounce dudes. Foster's oil can, man.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
That's what my boss used to drink those back in the day, and
I like Foster's.
Then he'd be like, "Oh, do I got to get up?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're the boss. You have to get up. We have to go to work. And we'd be out of town or something." It was a trip. Dirty oil cans. Yeah, I bet, Johnny. Damn it.
So we got radios tonight. Go get your radio. We'll talk about radios here, just because it's sitting here, and I've had some questions. I planted some Easter eggs. What do you call them? Easter eggs?
I mean, that's be like little special things people could find.
Well, no. So my little grill review thing. What channel you got on here? Where do you?
Bluegrass Moto. I wouldn't have thought that Alabama is as desolate as Don makes it seem to be.
Where's your channels?
Look on the. I don't know. It's just I just put it on. It's a marine radio, so I put it on scan.
All right.
And like you can go. Frequency mode. So up and down the channels. You can do a high and a low talk. Somehow you can do that. That's your mic.
All right.
Volume.
There's got to be somebody that's a ham out there. This is a ham. This is a bow thing. I should be able to pick up marine, but I don't know his frequencies. He's running up and down some weird frequencies that I don't recognize.
Now, so I don't know if, like, you'll hear tugboats, but we're not near any navigable waterway that a tugboat would be on. But I hear we will be in Pensacola. We'll be in Apalachicola, and we'll hear Mobile talking, and that's 100 miles at least.
Cobra. Well, so I was thinking walkie-talkies, but then I was thinking, okay, fuck walkie-talkies. Every expensive walkie-talkie I've ever had like half a mile range, and I was like, oh, screw this. It's a 5-watt radio. Yours is what? It's probably 5 watts too.
I think it is something like that.
I wish I knew the
It'll
frequencies.
talk a long ways if you get on water. I don't know what it does on land because I don't.
It's VHF. I should be able to pick these channels up. Why don't we do this?
What if we did a Google search?
Give me. I don't hear anything. Where's your squelch on here?
I don't know. Man, I just cut it on, stick it on the boat.
Have you ever used it?
Yeah, I just.
Have you transmitted on it?
I have talked to Lockmasters when I did my Tuscaloosa to Pensacola trip.
Okay.
There's transmit medium high.
It's VHF. I should be able to pick it up. Right? Where's my hams? Give me your phone since you're not using
Any
it.
bugs bothering you too? Any bugs? Yeah.
Flies. So far, it's just flies. It's a little bit early. It's hot today. It's hot. It's going to be 80.
Wants to know if we can communicate between each other. We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure Marine. I could pick up on this because I could pick up pretty much everything except encrypted, digital.
Charlie come in and said, Art Bell. His bad Art Bell isn't around. He was a ham radio enthusiast. Somebody that's at their computer, look up what frequency ham radio. Or
yeah, somebody that's got access to a keyboard and search function. Give me a Marine frequency that I can pick up.
That thing will do all of them, right? All the like just about everything.
It should do most of VHF, and I just don't know what the frequencies are. And his radio's showing me weird digits. It's showing me. It's scanning 84, right 85. I don't know what that translates to, unless I can figure out. So maybe some of you guys can help translate.
He says you need a cable to plug in your computer and program channels. So I guess you could.
I'm not that far yet, and I am just experimenting with ham right now.
I'll be back later.
What?
KA had to bounce.
Oh yeah, he's always a short timer.
That guy.
That guy. He gets bored easily. He's got short attention span like most men.
You nerded out too hard on him with the radio right off the bat.
I mean, if we're not fiddling with something.
No video of that tree over there.
This is so it's only entertaining for a few minutes if we're just sitting here going.
There's Michelle watching it at the house.
Who's that?
Video of the live stream.
Oh, okay. That's
Tuscaloosa.
Is that Michelle?
Yeah,
that's cool.
She's
funny.
in my chair.
Well, I try to make the streams as interesting as I can, and that's really hard to do in the bus by myself. So what I've done before is I'll put some space station footage. The space station circling like that. It's really cool footage.
I love that.
Yeah, you do. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on it where it texts me if it's gonna fly over because it's got to be right before dawn and right after dusk, and it'll fly over.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so cool to think people put something that's 200 miles up that's flying like 17,000 miles an hour.
Have you seen it?
Yeah,
Okay.
You can see it, dude. That dude is scooting.
Yeah.
If it goes across like the whole sky, it's like 6 minutes.
It looks like a plane,
Absolutely.
except it's not flashing, and it's 200 miles up. Yeah, that little tidbit there. Besides that, no, I was talking about the video that they shoot.
Yeah, and it shows the video of them flying over, and it's like the Earth.
No, you don't see any of the space station. You're looking at the globe. You're just flying over, and of course, video of the Earth doesn't have those lines, and it's really close. So it's not far off like a map. So you can't say, oh, that's the United States. Oh, that's Africa. You just see coastline. You see ocean, and you see coastline, and then you try to figure out, is that desert? Is that green? It's really interesting to try to figure out what you're flying over. It's hard.
Well, I mean, you got to think if you could look from Tuscaloosa to Gulf Shores,
right?
That's about how high the space station is above us.
That's about right.
So if you're sitting there watching the space station go over, and it's early in the evening, it'll be going over Tampa, or Miami, Key West, and you can still see it. That blows my mind.
Yeah, it is kind of mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing.
Bluegrass said the picture looked really good.
You know, I'm kind of impressed. I didn't know if I had the bandwidth to get this thing done tonight, but yeah, it looked like it was kind of a little bit laggy. So
Hoagie said it looks like you're on Wi-Fi. Everybody loves the Wi-Fi. Charles said, "Don't forget to like." There you go. Thank you, Charles.
Charles, thanks, Charles. Somebody's got to kind of keep this crowd straight. It's definitely not us two.
No, I have nothing to do with it.
You're doing a great job
sitting on my tiny chair.
You're doing a great job managing the chat. So if I could just recruit somebody to do that every time.
Well, I'm not that far away. We could just validate it. We're going for a motorcycle ride.
Well, so
randomly on the side of the road.
Yeah,
well, pull off on some little dirt road.
Well, that's what I was trying to say earlier. Is I like a good backdrop. The shuttle or the space station imagery, you know, kind of takes away from that shitty dark image that I get out of the bus. But otherwise, if I'm out on my motorcycle, I can find a backdrop. I can find, you know, this is not as cool as the picture we could get. The best picture is probably 200 yards away, but we don't want to draw attention.
People might see us.
Yeah. People are asked questions, and we don't want to answer questions. But, you know, we're sitting on the rim of a crater that was formed by an asteroid impact 80 million years ago. And it's one of 6 craters, above ground craters. Most craters are very old and very weathered. This is one of 6 that still exist that is above the ground. So in other words, there's a rim. And it's very highly weathered. But the most interesting thing so far that I've read about it is the impact happened when Alabama was underwater. So it was 100 feet of sea, an inland sea, when this thing hit this crater. So I'll be doing a video. I've shot some video today. We're going to do some drone shots and maybe... Here's the crazy thing. Before I left the house this morning, I said 99% of the people in Alabama don't know that this crater is here. Number one.
This guy had no idea.
And we've talked to 2 people so far. One of them grew up, lived her whole life in Wetumpka. And I said crater. And I said, do you know where the canyons to the crater are? And she looked at me, I don't know what you're asking. I said, okay, let me ask you a simpler question. Crater, do you know what I'm talking about? And she said, no. What's a crater? I said, a meteor crater. And she said, where is it? If you look out this window here, that mountain is a crater rim.
It said something, what was it, 124,000 times?
1,500 times.
Was it 1,500? Was that
1,500 times the power of the Hiroshima bomb. So 1,500 times, if you can imagine that kind of an impact. And it was 20 million years before the Chicxulub asteroid, which, you know, if you read the stuff that I read, you'll see that Chicxulub probably didn't kill the dinosaurs. It was probably the Indian volcanoes going off at the same time that was probably filling up the atmosphere. Nobody ever hears about that.
I thought it was something saying that the Gulf of Mexico was a crater. Is that?
No, it's not the Gulf of Mexico. It's a crater impact site that's, I don't know, 30 miles across instead of 5.
Yeah, but if the thing about the Gulf of Mexico.
No, it's not that big. It's not that big.
If that was a crater. If
the
Gulf of Mexico was a crater, that would be pretty damaging.
Yeah, that's a world-ending impact there.
There ain't no dinosaurs left. I don't know. I mean, alligators, maybe they're badass. Because they were down there on the opposite side near Australia with the crocodiles.
So if you look at the Gulf, right, you're going down, you go into Mexico, and then you've got that little hitch that comes down.
Fast, got to bounce.
Yeah, okay.
That guy.
Maybe we're not talking about enough motorcycles. I was just talking about this earlier. It's like so many people that do the motorcycle blog thing don't talk about motorcycles. It's like, how do they keep anybody watching? You get a motorcycle blog and you don't talk about motorcycles. I mean, we've talked about pretty much everything but motorcycles tonight. So
yeah, I mean,
how many people?
You can't even see mine. So I mean,
how many people we got in the chat right now?
17.
Oh, that's pretty good. I would say that's about average. 14 to 17 people watching what? What are y'all here for?
Call
What?
your friends.
Huh?
Call your friends.
Call your friends. Yeah, why are y'all here? Why? I want a response from everybody watching right now. Why do you watch a live stream?
Because I don't have enough to do.
What do you get out of the live stream? What do you get out of anybody's live stream? And then tell me what you get out of my live stream, and then what do you want to see? What is it that would be really cool if I actually did on a live stream? What do you think? And no, I'm not taking off my clothes.
Please, no.
This is as much skin as you get.
I'm not being those two dudes out in the woods.
What do you call that? Broke back crater?
Oh, God. This is not a mountain. I can't do that.
Broke back crater.
My wife's never going to let me go camping with you again. He was so kind and gentle.
He didn't seem like a serial killer. Isn't that what they say about all the serial killers? He was such a nice neighbor.
Yeah.
He was quiet and he kept to himself.
Gary wants to know how far are we away from the magic bus?
2 hours, Gary.
My wife says, watch out for the turkey hunters. That's a long-running joke from years and years ago. It is not safe for you. Motorhead says, I'm a hermit and y'all are about as close to company as I want.
You don't have to ask us to leave. You just switch over to another.
Yeah, you just change channels.
That's a really good response. That is a really good response. I feel that way most of the time myself. It's like, yeah, I like to hang out with people, but I like them to leave too. You know, it's like 2 or 3 days. Hey,
all right, guys.
Don't y'all have something? Don't y'all have someplace to be? How do you do that gracefully?
Gary's Backyard Adventures. That's why I watch. I don't know what that means. Oh, how far y'all away from the magic bus? That's why I watch. I find out how far you are away from the bus.
That's why you watch. Well, Gary joined me on some adventure before.
Dennis doesn't like live streams.
Dennis.
Gary wants to know north, south, east, or west. So that would be southeast.
We're southeast of Tuscaloosa. 2 hours. Yeah, not a long drive, but it's simple. I wanted to test out my.
We went the back roads too. That was the cool part. I thought we were coming all the way 82. Man, that sucks. That sucks coming down that way.
82 does get kind of boring.
82 is like driving to Meridian.
You probably do a lot of trips down 82 though, don't you? You drive down 82.
Man, I like as far as just like recreation. I'm just in the forest, man. I'm 6 miles from the forest, so I'm going out there. Like I said, you've ridden my bike. You see what the suspension is set up like. I will jump that thing. I do not care. Like I said, I got $3,200 in it.
So Lucas is a bike thief. That's what he does. He steals bikes. He pays people money, but he still gets a good deal on it. He just bought a T-Dub for $850.
No, $580.
Oh, that's even worse.
$500.
It wasn't running, but what'd you do? You put a $30 carb on it and put some gas in it.
The intake gas, everything between the airbox and the head, I've replaced. So intake boot, I guess the elbow that squeezes into the airbox, which makes me want to question how I work on things because I could not figure out how to remove that little tiny piece of rubber, and the carburetor and little fuel pit cock. I mean, it's like $580 to buy the bike, and I don't know, $75 worth of parts so far. So
under $700, and you got a bike that you cannot buy for under like $4,000 or $5,000.
Oh man, they're selling. They have another one up there at the. And I bought it from a dealership. They had one for.
That's one of the two. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah,
you had a runner and you had a non-runner.
They had a 14. I think they're asking $4,000 for the 14. I mean, that's a 9-year-old bike. They're asking $4,000 for 200.
Because they will sell them. People go crazy for them.
I told my wife I could, because I don't want to give too many secrets. Bought the money from a job I had just done.
Right.
Offered them $500 for something that they told me they were going to sell for $999. Whether they had it running or not, I don't know if they were going to sell it running or not for $999.
Which dealership?
Pinnacle. They're good dudes, man.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like Pinnacle. I have never been mistreated or misspoken to even.
There's the salesman. You want me to tell the salesman?
Yeah.
Colin Bridges, man. That dude's awesome. I like that guy. Because I told him, I went in there and I said, I've got this much money. I don't expect y'all to take it. And he came back and we hauled back and forth a couple times with I guess the sales manager, and they took it. And and then I have to, my wife goes, where are you at? And I was like, I'm at the motorcycle dealership. She goes, why are you out there? I was like, because I got on the interstate the wrong way. So then I had to tell her what I was doing. And I was like, they're not going to take it. Don't worry. And they're like, oh, yeah, by the way, we're going to take it. I was like, oh, damn it.
Well,
But I mean, it runs.
You use what I've used before, which is it followed me home. What do you want me to do? It followed me home.
Oh, man. I want Michelle to want to ride it. That's what I would like. That would be really cool.
I don't push people to ride. In fact, I discourage people.
I just want her to ride it through the yard. I don't care if she wants to go forever.
Put a helmet on her, yeah. You take it out in the woods, I'd be okay with that. That's what I tell everybody. The people are like, I want to get a motor, I want to get a Harley. No, get a dirt bike, ride it in the woods, learn how to ride. Don't hit trees, and you'll be fine.
I'm gonna get way behind on the chat, but there's so much that you can take from the dirt and apply to the street. There's not much you can take from the street and apply to the dirt.
Almost none. You have to learn some way, and the hardest way to learn it is on the street, because it's such a brutal learning curve. Because you're going to learn how to turn eventually if you ride long enough. It's just if you're scraping your skin off on the pavement, then that's a hell of a way. And not just that, you're crawling up under cars. There's all kinds of things. It's not just you and the trees.
Right.
It's people that can't drive. You can't ride, number one, and the people that think they can because they rode a bicycle or they rode a 50 when they were kids.
I'm not even talking about the traffic. I'm talking about road conditions. Because if you're riding on a dirt road, there's loose gravel, there's packed gravel, there's dirt, there's mud, there's all this stuff, and you've got to pay attention. You're not paying attention to the trees. The trees are on the side of the road. You're paying attention to the road to the point where you know what's about to come up. So you know, hey, I probably don't need to be doing 50 on this dirt road. And then you go to the road and you've got, okay, the road is there. I'm watching for gravel, because you can slide on gravel, especially in a curve.
Right.
And then, I watch people when I ride on the road. I'm watching, what are they looking at? Are they looking at me? Because that's the big
That's why you're alive, right?
If they see me, cool. If they don't see me, I expect them not to see me.
Right. So I just assume nobody's looking at me.
Yeah, that puts you on guard.
Well, that's the video that I want to do, is why you need to start in the dirt, period. 100% of the time. And if you want to buy a dual sport that you can do both, just realize that you need to learn in the dirt, and nobody wants to do that. No, everybody wants to go get the Harley. That's their first bike, is $45,000.
Hey, dude, KLRs are pigs too. It's cool. Go buy KLR.
I don't think KLR is a good fit for most people. I think like a 250, something like the T-Dub. I think that's why it's so popular. It's got that big front fat tire in the back and the front. It's easy to ride. It's tame.
It'll go. I rode that thing up a spot in my yard. I was like, there's no way I'm going up it. It just putted right up it. It was amazing.
What I try to do is tell people, if you don't like riding in the dirt, you're not going to like riding in the street. Because if your image is, the only thing that I want to do is ride that big, shiny, loud, fast bike, then you're riding for the wrong reason. You're riding to impress your friends or to get laid or do something else. So that's and nobody ever listens to that part. I have a dream. I have a fantasy about pulling into the parking lot, blipping my throttle, and everybody going, ooh, who's that guy? If that's why you're wanting to get a motorcycle, you're failing already. You're not going to make it out of the parking lot. Most people go ride, they scare the shit out of themselves, and they hold on to their bike for 10 years because they're upside down to the point where, okay, maybe that 12-year-old Harley that you paid 4 times as much as you should have paid for a motorcycle, maybe somebody's going to actually pay you something because it's only got 1,200 miles on it because you scared the shit out of yourself because you don't know how to ride, or you scuffed it up and you had to put $3,000 or $4,000 in parts because you dropped it in the parking lot because you didn't learn how to do the basics of turning and traction and stopping and going and all those things that are. If you rode a dirt bike when you were a kid, you think you know everything. If you've been on a trail bike, you think you know everything, and that's the problem, that everybody thinks that they know how to do it because they were riding a 200-pound bike when they were a kid, and they think it's not hard. It's clutch, throttle, blah, and they don't think about turning and traction, and it doesn't enter their mind.
When in doubt, throttle out.
Yeah,
That's the motocross thing.
Hmm.
But those guys are spurting up to 60 miles an hour, and after that, that's it.
Well, if you raced motocross, you're a different breed.
Oh,
Go have at it. Whatever motorcycle you want. If you're a dirt track guy, if you're a motocross guy, if you've raced, have at it, man. The world is yours because you know how to ride a motorcycle.
Dude, I'm scared to stand up in a chair at this point.
How many people we got?
23.
Oh, wow. How many?
Wheels Back Roads didn't know this was happening. Must have missed it. They need to check their emails or something.
Well, it's hard to schedule my live streams, and it's kind of a joke anyway, because I would say 70% of the time YouTube does not send out notifications for my schedule. So it's just kind of like, yeah, maybe what I should start doing. Well, I did. I made a short earlier. That's the best I could do. Odds are, everybody that subscribed to me, if you're looking at YouTube during the day, you'll see the short. It'll pop up. You
sent that out when we met up, right?
Yeah. Like 11.
It didn't show up on my phone until 17 minutes before we got to that deli.
Oh, well, it's been killing it, man. Look at the stat. Go back and look at the stats on that video. I bet.
I don't know how to back out of this.
No, well, don't worry about it. We'll look at it later. Shorts are the only videos that get shown to anybody on my channel, and that's why I keep telling people.
I'll get the notification. How do you say you didn't miss anything? I don't know. Come on, Hoagie.
I want the answers that I didn't get. Somebody answered. A couple of people answered. Why are you watching the stream? Why do you watch streams in general? Why do you watch my stream? What would be much more interesting if we did it in a stream? So in other words, give me some structure. Y'all tell me the top 3 answers will be a future, if I can do them. We're not doing nudity. We're not doing anything illegal. We're not doing
only one tire off the ground.
That's hard. It's hard to do stunts on a live stream, but I guess there's. I did an interesting thing in Hawaii. I did a live stream riding around the island with a buddy out there. That was kind of cool. I still don't think anybody watched it, but supposedly if you're live streaming, you get the promoted. So in other words, shorts get promoted, live streams get promoted, everything else gets buried.
It's all about the algorithm.
Which I think that's why so many people wind up in here. They're like, Moto John, I wonder if he's going to say anything interesting today. Give him 10 minutes. Nah, same boring shit. Drinking a beer, farting, and spouting nonsense. So the question is, if you didn't understand, it's real easy. I would say we got how many people in here now?
25.
25 people. I would expect 10 to 12 answers because some people are in here, they don't even know they don't even know what they're doing. They're probably not subscribed. They probably don't comment. But it'd be really cool if I got half the people watching right now answer 3 questions. Why do you watch live streams, number 1? Why do you watch mine? And
Adventure Glide and Ludicrous London. We thought there was going to be an asteroid. That's great.
It's back here.
Motivation said, I saw your short and I saw you were live.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys watch other live streams, right? Why do you watch other live streams? Is there something that you go to other live streams for, or motorcycle live streams? Anything to do with motorcycles? Do y'all watch those, and why? What's the value that you're getting out of a typical live stream? Because I know I'm not providing that much value. Um, Preventing you from being bored. I don't know. I'm trying,
Hell,
but
talk about channel direction. Talk about the, like we were talking about the maintenance stuff. Do they want to see it? Anybody want
in
to
a
see
live
what's done?
stream,
No, not a
God,
live
that'd be
stream, but
hard.
just like use this as a platform to figure out stuff down the road.
Well, I
Do
can
that.
tell you, and it may just be a YouTube thing, but nobody watches my maintenance stuff. So if I do it, I think it's important. So in other words, if I think you should know how to balance your tire or remove a tire, spoon a tire on, I did a $10 plug in a tire the other day. That did okay. But usually it's got to be real short. It's got to be under 3-4 minutes, and otherwise they won't watch it. They won't watch a 10-minute video. So what are you going to do in 5 minutes, maintenance wise? It's got to be quick. It's got to be attention span.
Like I said, you were saying something about adjusting the doohickey on the KLRs, which I believe is a lot of the reason for the failure of them is people don't know how or don't even know it's there. It
Well, we should
takes
talk about that.
literally 2 minutes.
We should talk about that. Not on a live stream. Something that, yeah. Oh, that would
No,
kill.
we don't even show KLRs on live streams. We don't even do that.
Well, is there anything out there like that? Is there any? Do you know if there's anything out there already about KLRs and the doohickey and the myth of the doohickey?
I don't know. I haven't watched that. It's kind of like the that T-Dub. Man, I was racking my brain trying to figure out how to get that airbox out of that thing. I still have no idea how you do it.
You need to.
There's screws you can't get to unless you like manhandle it and get the airbox pushed down. There's not a YouTube video out there about how to physically take the airbox out of one.
I'll be glad to shoot anything T-Dub or KLR because there's a huge market for both
I
of
don't
those.
want to take the airbox out of my T-Dub because it was too hard. You had to take the back wheel off, the shocks kept coming off. It was ridiculous, and I still didn't get it out.
See if anybody's answered those questions, and then the next question is: would y'all watch KLR maintenance stuff? Would y'all be interested in seeing
General bike maintenance?
general bike maintenance?
A lot of bikes have changed.
That's my big thing. Is like, this is how I do it on a Tiger, but it's going to be different on yours. But the principle is the same. You
had somebody with the hook. Motion said you had him with the hook. Camping on an asteroid. Gary said better than TV. Hey, that's not that's not hard anymore.
Well, Gary, you and I have a relationship. So
Adventure Glide says I watch them because I motorcycle. Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you watch streams because
he plural motorcycles.
they have motorcycles, yeah.
He likes motorcycles.
Well, hopefully. What now?
Gary said bits and pieces for ideas was not his number 2. His number 1 was better than TV.
Better than TV, yeah.
All right, Blue Cross. I watch very few live streams in general. It usually depends on the topic shown and the thumbnail. But for my friends like Don, I will watch. I don't have my glasses on.
Yeah.
That does.
See if these will work.
I'm supporting my friend.
See
He's
if those
been a
work.
good friend.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, that's one reason I would go to some.
Dude, you are blind. I'm like a 175. I don't know what this is.
Those are twos, I think.
Future.
Those are twos.
I can see the radio waves coming out of those towers over there. That's amazing.
I've tried.
I don't like them because they're not structured. He doesn't like live streams because they're not structured.
Yeah.
Two wheels back roads.
I think that's most people, and including me.
Gary thinks any maintenance videos are helpful.
Yeah, okay.
Entertainment and enlightenment.
Well, maybe that's where I'm going this year is just more information, less stories and information.
Those are kill it. Those are great. I don't need reading glasses anymore.
You're a young man. You're a young man.
I'm not blind.
Just wait. You're a young man. I don't think I was wearing glasses at all when I was your age.
I was in a class, man, and I was sitting there looking at, I don't know, I was looking at my iPad or writing stuff down. And, in the fire service, we go to classes to better ourselves and learn different things. But I was in class, and I'm looking down here, and they wrote something on the board, and I was like, hell?
Yeah.
Can't see anything. So ever since then, it was reading glasses because I put them on my nose, and I look down here, then I look up at the port, and my eyes don't have to.
This is all you need to know when you need reading glasses. When you do this, that's all you need to know. And somebody should prompt you when they see you doing this. All of a sudden, that should be because I think we're all in denial. Why did they print things so small? Why did they do that? And that's what it's like. I go to the checkout now, and I'm sitting here.
Hoagie wants you to do a stream on mushrooms.
Mushrooms. I have a buddy that, I don't have anything to say about mushrooms, but I do have a friend that knows them, and he's pushed me towards them. Microdosing, that's his thing. Microdosing. He's all about microdosing. Yeah, I don't like to talk about things that I don't really know anything about. Like,
I don't think he wants you to talk about mushrooms. I just think he wants you to do one on mushrooms. My hand's moving, but it's not moving, man. That thing.
Well, okay. Well, my question is, Hoagie, can you hook a brother up? I'll be glad to do the experiment. Well, the problem is, the only person I've ever known that got away with that on YouTube was Joe Rogan. I don't think anybody else could get away with it. You can't do anything drug related.
Smoke a joint on his show.
Yeah, but then he went to freaking Spotify right after that. Think about that. He got tired of getting hammered, and he's like, no.
Where's the money? Where's the money?
Well, it's not that. I don't like my speech being. I mean, I know they got rules, and I'm willing to follow the rules, but it's like the rules are always changing, and you don't know.
Okay, Motorhead said we're good background noise. Background noise for real.
I'm okay with that, dude. I'm okay with that. If I could get 50,000 people in there going, let's hear the white noise in the background. It's Dawn and Luke, and they're in a crater, whatever. Blah, 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 blah.
Gary's Backroad Adventures said playing the trombone with a book. I don't know what that means.
That's obscure. That's a little obscure. Learning how to play the trombone with a book, maybe.
But
playing trombone could be that could have a sexual connotation too. So I'm sure that's not what you meant. Like rusty trombone, is that what you're talking about?
I hope not.
Where are all the answers to the questions? I need some answers. Otherwise, everybody's asleep. Everybody's got background noise going. I've done that before. Hey, somebody's in a live stream. Click. There's not really anything interesting going on.
Let me see what. Better than background noise. I mean, not much. I mean, a little bit better, but not a whole lot.
Well, the idea that I like, and this is why I think so many of the people that I've met and hung out with watch my live stream. It's like, I can go hang out with Don and not have to drive across country to go hang out with him again. That completely makes sense. Well, and that's why I watch a lot of the live streams that I watch. It's like, I can go hang out in a campfire and not have the campfire and not have the bugs and not have the, and I don't have to make an excuse when I go,
Speaking of campfire, let me go check on that.
Yeah, do your thing. Did anybody get any answers about marine radio frequencies? Because we don't have a clue. Anybody see these things? I'm going to start scanning myself. How about what?
Oh, this guy's going up that tower.
You hear a car?
Yeah. That's those guys going up the tower.
I didn't hear anything. I can hear it now. I'm going to do my scan.
Bluegrass says, personally, I like comparison videos.
Comparison? Yeah. That's review, man. I'm not doing... You're seeing all the reviews that I'm ever going to do. I'm going to do 5 to 10 reviews a year, and it's not going to be motorcycles because I can't afford to buy new motorcycles. It's not going to be expensive gear. It's going to be stuff that I'm going to be using.
They want to look at any of the stupid crap I brought.
Well, I'm okay with doing a review on the stuff that you like, but I mean, if you're what's the guy? He's got a really good channel. He does really good reviews, but he does in-depth. What's the name of his channel? He's got millions of subscribers. He's I'm trying to say something farm something.
Oh, Project Farm.
Oh, it's so good,
Yeah, it
right?
is
He
good.
does.
I mean, he
I'm going to
does
review these 6 hammers, and we're
motor
going to.
oil additives or whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna. He does scientific stuff. It's not. Hey, I really like this beer from Miller. It's this. Yeah.
That right there. That is my number 2 go-to camping.
Is it really
thing.
sharp? Can I rub my? Can I run my thumb down?
I mean, you can do whatever you want, but it's gonna hurt.
Well, it's machete sharp.
I mean, it does.
What's so special about it besides that it weighs 20 pounds?
You can hack stuff up with it. You can cut down trees.
What do you do with this? What do you do with this
That's
part?
supposed to be like the sickle part, where if you want to cut down grass. If you're like clearing out, like if you want to clear out all these ferns out here up under.
Or if you wanted to gut somebody, just stick it in and.
Yeah, like I said, man, I had a guy that was in Vietnam, and he saw me with that out there clearing mountain bike trails. He goes, "Oh, I had one of those in Vietnam." I said, "Oh yeah, really? What'd you do with it?" He goes,
Kill people.
"I don't want to talk about it." I was like, "Oh God."
I did wet work. That's what I did with it.
Yeah, it's but that right there, I don't know why they are so expensive. That's like,
What do you call it?
that is a woodsman's pal.
Hmm.
I've broke the handle on it. You can see where I've broke it. I glued it back together. They sent me brass bolts to put it back together. I mean, the people that I bought this from has sold the company, and another company has it, and is selling these dudes for way more money.
Give me an idea.
What do you mean?
What'd you pay for it?
I think it was like $80, but they're like 200 now.
Yeah.
And they got some with long handles.
So
and
all
whatever,
these
but-
guys that are in their basements making knives and going, oh look, it's just this beautiful. What's the steel?
We don't need Damascus.
Yeah, it's Damascus, and I
We
got
don't
this
need
finish on it, and I breathed fucking, I spilt, camel urine on it, and it comes out with a 12 hardness and blah blah blah. They need to be making these, and you can make a ton of these. What's the
Hoagie likes the interaction to the comment section.
interaction to the comment section?
Through the comment section. So I guess everybody be able to talk.
Oh, you mean cross talking to each other, Hoagie? Is that what you're talking about? Explain this to me. What's the
I don't know what the indention's for. I just know that you can literally walk through tall grass and hold it at ground level and clear a path through grass.
Oh, that's weird. It's
I've
on the
cut
front
down-
and the back. Well, I guess it's maybe giving you some offset. What's this for?
I don't know what that's for. That looks like a blood groove or something.
If anybody has any information on these besides how expensive they are, and any knife makers out there, I doubt there's any knife makers watching
Bluegrass
us.
said it looks evil. It does not. It looks like a plow. You can use it to dig a hole to poop in.
It looks like something you could take off the bottom of your lawnmower and hammer it. Right? I mean, why is this not a lawnmower blade?
There's a guy that goes to Tanny Hill, and he's not mentally all there,
Right.
but he makes knives.
Yeah.
And I go up to him and I offered him a knife one time. My mom actually bought my first one. It was made out of a lawnmower blade, and I named it Carl. Carl Childers. But that dude, he'll sell them. He sold me one with a sheath. I was like, hey man, you got 55 on this. What do you take for it? He goes, how's 45? I said, how's 65? And I paid him more because I like his knives. I got like 3 of them. I love them.
Huh.
But he made one out of a file, like
Yeah.
a rasp,
Yeah.
like a wood rasp.
Yeah.
I've wanted one of those for years.
Well, I wanted to make my own knives just because they're so damn expensive, and you can make whatever the hell you want. You like this shape of it. That's what made me think of that. It's like,
Right.
that's a lawnmower blade. Let me throw that in the furnace. I always want to make stuff. So, and nobody makes the stuff that I want the way I want it. And
Yeah, I'd love to have like a small furnace. I don't know, propane furnace. Just the radio's going on. The stuff they do at Tanny Hill. Like I would love to have that. The stuff
they've
that they
got
don't do anymore.
they've
Nobody knows how to do that.
They've got a thing at Sloss Furnace, or at least they used to. They had the class where you could go in and blacksmithing, build whatever you want. And I mean, I've been back there where I think that was the class they had running. They had 4 or 5 people in the
They do it
freaking.
at Sloss Furnace. They show blacksmithing. They do all that stuff, but annealing metal, all that stuff. Like nobody knows. Dude, smokehouse. Running a smokehouse. Nobody knows how to cure hams anymore. There's no more of the old school doing all that stuff. Nobody does that.
It would
Like
be
I would
nice.
love to have a smokehouse and just have it to cure hams and
Well,
meats and all that. And
you know how to hunt and fish.
right,
You're so far ahead of most Americans. Just with that little basic level of, could you feed your family in a
oh
pinch?
yeah.
Could you feed your family for a month without having a box full of food
Now
in your
you gonna get
basement?
skinny, but yeah, I mean there's no way that you're gonna subsidize a grocery store by hunting.
Or
You're
fishing.
gonna shoot a deer. Like if in the days, where's your refrigerator?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get that deer and then spread it out
Well,
so it doesn't go to waste.
there goes the smokehouse, right?
Right. Nobody knows how to do that.
Well, nobody even knows that that's how you preserve meat, or they did 100 years ago.
Yeah, salt, sugar, smoke.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Gary Backroad Adventures, used for pulling hook on the small end pulling toward. No, it's sharp. It's actually the curved part of that's really.
I
really
cut the
sharp.
tip of my finger off with it because I was.
Don't pull it, Ethan. he said, shh, and then looked at me. I was like, dude, I told you it was sharp.
It's not that sharp. It's more like a sharp, like a.
I mean, it's been hacking through wood though. So I mean,
But it's also more like a serrated edge than anything else. How do you sharpen that?
it's in there. Feel the backside. Feel right there.
I mean, you're selling me on this just because it's so mysterious, and you're the only guy I know with one of these. I've seen them before, but I have never met anybody with one of these gadgets, man. And you know, it's a tool, so I'm interested already.
Like I said, you use it. I've used it to cut up.
Ooh, 2 grits, a coarse and a. So how do you do this?
I do it.
Show us.
If it's really dull, you use the coarse side. But that's it. I mean, that's basically.
Oh, some knife guy's gonna come apart because you're doing the circular thing.
I don't care. I'll chop the piece out of something doing
Well, that's me.
Circular thing.
It's like 45 degrees. That's hard to hold when you're doing one direction, but it's real easy if you just go put the pressure on the forward motion, less pressure on the pull motion. It's like, yeah, but I could sharpen a damn blade in
and if I had
2
my
minutes.
glasses, I could see what I was doing a lot better. But it's just taking off the tip of that edge, man, and feathering it.
I'd be afraid of slicing my finger the way you're doing it, but
Feel it now. Just it's a little bit sharper, but I didn't use the coarse side either.
oh, that's a lot sharper.
It don't take much. That little stone right there.
That's a lot sharper. That's impressive. Well, not just that, you took the dull off of it too.
That's all you got to do.
Where's your Mora? I want to see your Mora. One toy at a time? Are we doing one toy at a time, or are we doing show and tell, where you bring them all out and go?
Well, I mean, it's in my bag over there, so I can bring out what I have in that.
So, still don't have an answer on the radios. Marine radio frequency, please. Anybody? Can you translate
Gary said it
to?
looks like some kind of Filipino knife or some kind of.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What is it, Gurkha?
Yeah.
Looks a little bit like a Gurkha.
All right. EMS Med 1971. What up from New York?
What's up, New
Dudes in
York?
New York.
All right, I've got it in some kind of. I'm gonna turn it off and turn it back on. Maybe it'll. Stand by.
Since I lit this candle, though, we haven't been bit by bugs.
Yeah, I haven't been pestered at all by bugs. All right, so we're on VHF 16. I don't know what that means. Okay, so, all right, here's what I know. We jumped from 28 to 63, and I don't know what that means. What is 16? 16 by 9.
So 16 by 9, that's their emergency channels.
Yeah, somebody needs to tell me what 63, channel 63 on a marine radio translates to something that I can plug into
That's
here.
electric stuff. That's, dude, Black Diamond. Black Diamond.
Oh, I'm about to do a headlamp thing.
These stuff through night. That is my go-to at the fire department. I'm always made fun of because I have
What
a
is it?
flashlight and pins all the time. Through night, that's like $35. That thing's awesome. And it runs on AA batteries, which I can get. Button on the back.
Oh, what's the one up front?
It does high, medium,
Wow, that's
low,
hurting my
and
eyes from the side.
high, medium, low, and then Firefly.
It's nice and slim, and it's got a little pocket.
I said I've got a when I'm at the fire department, I have that and a permanent marker in my left side. And
you can use this to control somebody that's belligerent.
Oh, absolutely. Give them the old.
No, I'm using like a
handhold.
handhold.
You can get them in their side there a little bit.
So nobody's answering my.
That's my Canadian belt knife. That's my eating while you're camping knife. It's not super expensive. It's easy. It holds an edge.
Fillet.
Does fairly good. Man,
what else you got?
You've got one of those.
Yeah. Except I lost this guy.
Dude, that thing is awesome.
Yeah, you got the carbon too. Why does yours look so good?
I don't know, dude. I've used the piss out of that thing.
But mine is fucking rusted. I can't keep. I mean, I keep olive oil on it. It still gets pitted and rusted. And
don't use oils like that. Use gear oil. I mean, if you put.
I've been telling everybody, I eat with a thing. I don't want to taste WD-40.
Well, see, that's why I don't eat with the thing. I use the stainless steel one to eat with.
Okay, I'm doing it all wrong then.
That is for breaking up stuff and lighting fires.
Man, look, I'm having a hard time because I'm usually the expert on pretty much everything, and now I'm feeling like the dumbass that needs to go back to school. So, just give me a minute. Like, nah, okay, well that makes a lot of sense because it's always fucking sweaty when I pull it out.
It's carbon.
No, I got the rust thing. I was prepared for that. I got a little bit behind on the rust because I don't know. I think I was cutting up something juicy, and so I let it rust. I stuck it back in the sheath and didn't clean it. That's on me.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since then, I have been putting a light coat of olive oil on there because that's what I got in my cook kit. I've got something. It's not going to be butter. It's not going to be WD-40. I'll get another knife before I fucking put WD-40 on there. Sure. So, but the other alternative is okay. Carry a fucking something for food. I don't know. I've got one knife that I've always got with me, and it's that Mora, and I love it.
2 Wheels Backroads has it.
Has what?
Scythe. I can't, dude. I'm from Alabama. I can't read that word. Use a scythe, like when you're cutting the grass. Like I was saying.
Yep.
He's got it. If you look at their website, I guess I ain't gonna say website. If you look at YouTube and see anything about a woodsman pal, you'll see a lady out there cutting grass with it.
Yeah. Yeah, grass, or maybe it's wheat. Maybe she's harvesting wheat
with a handheld tool that's 11 inches long.
Maybe she's.
Some people have done more with less.
Harvesting cattails. You can eat those.
Okay, channel 63 is 156.175. Transmit.
Who gave me that?
That's Gary's Backroad Adventures.
Fucking A, Gary. What? One more time.
Okay, 156.175. Transmit.
156.175.
Yeah.
7.5.
Can you hear me? Oh,
there it goes.
Oh, we're live on the radio, baby. Now we got to figure out the range here.
The receive is 160.775.
All right, give me.
Hello. So it's enough to key you up, but it's not enough to talk.
All right. So what was the next one?
The receive. If you want to hear me talk to you, it's 160.775.
160. 175. Do it again.
Hello? Nope.
Well, try it again, Gary. We're halfway there, man.
It's keying up, though.
It's keying up, but what are you doing wrong?
I don't know. Half the time, I don't know what I'm doing right.
It's on standby. Get it off of standby.
I don't know what that means.
It means you're listening. That's all you do with that radio, right? Oh, we got something. Do it again. Talk.
Oh.
If it's keying up, you're transmitting. You're not using a microphone.
Just cut it off and cut it back on.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I did earlier when I couldn't get it out of here.
No, it's still on standby. Damn it. Oh, it's angry.
You can hear me. Two idiots with radios. This is why they make ham operators get their license.
Yeah, you'd be pissing people off.
No, we're not. Nobody's using these things.
I don't know what the standby means.
Let me see. Let me see if I can figure it out. I've without the manual, I have worked my way through this radio, and I think this is much more complex. Standby. HML.
Scott Parker's right, I think, that with the whole slicing through vines with the hook part. Slicing through vines along the fence line makes a lot of sense.
Can you hear me? Nothing. I'm getting a signal coming through, but there's no audio.
Back Road said, here's a copy of the page from Google. The most important channels in your VHF radios are 13, 16, 19, 22, and 70.
13. Well, give us 13. Well, yeah, okay. Give us something.
He's got channel 16. It's 150. But channel 16, that's one of your emergency channels.
I don't want to do emergency.
16 and 9 are emergency. That's why it's got the button. Right
I don't want to step on anybody that's doing anything important. So
I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any marine importance going around.
Well, there's a river right there. Who knows?
That's not navigable.
There's a lock on that river. Did you notice that? There's a lock on that river.
An old lock.
A very old lock, but it's still a lock nonetheless. We got close because I can.
Okay, Gary.
I can talk to you.
He says 160.775 receive.
Ah.
Two of back row said 160.775 receive.
I can talk to Luke, but he can't talk to me.
But I'm still keying you up.
Ah.
How does the key up work different from?
It's your freaking radio, man. I know how to work mine. I came prepared.
I use this on a boat, and we're nowhere near.
When's the last time you talked to somebody on that radio?
When I was in Apalachicola.
How long ago was that?
2 years ago.
Okay. Get on board. Get on board or get on Amazon and get you one of my radios. $23, y'all, shipped. I expect everybody that shows up to camp from now on
have a radio.
It's $22 shipped. Look, this thing fits. It fits in your back pocket. Everybody shows up because we're going to play with these things and learn how to use them. And yeah, that's me. That's me transmitting, and you can hear me. I'm just wondering how far we can transmit on this. But you can't tell me because you can't transmit.
Yeah, but we have cell phones. I know, that's so fun.
Well, okay, we're going into territory where there is no coverage. That's number one. Number two is, would you describe yourself as a prepper or no?
I consider myself semi-prepped.
So what do you call that? Because I'm not even semi-prepped, but I am engaged with the ideas.
I have enough food to last probably 60 days.
Okay. So you're much more well prepared than I am, because I've got water down. That's all I've got.
Yeah, we did the whole buy the storage food that'll last 30 years kind of deal.
Yeah.
My wife's parents are real big on that, so we did a bunch of that.
All right.
Of course, ammunition
because that's where everybody starts. It's like everybody else. I gotta have a container full of freaking ammo.
Dude, not me, man. In the days, 17 HMR all day long. I will take that dude because the bullet's like that big, the size of a 22 Magnum. I can carry 1,000 of them in my pocket, as opposed to 20 rounds of 30-06 or something.
Well, I guess that's the question that I've always had in my mind. How many? Here's a new question. How far are we behind in the chat?
Not very.
Here's the new question. How many people consider themselves prepper friendly, whatever? I know that prepper has gotten a bad connotation. It depends on who you're talking to.
I mean, are you willing to steal from other preppers? Because that's prepping.
Um,
Relying on other people
well,
to prep for you.
the there's all kinds of discussions that I think are fascinating, but uh, warehousing ammo and weapons to me is not fucking prepping, and
No.
that's the thing. When somebody says I'm a prepper or talks about prepping, any kind of prepping conversation, to me that's where it's always started. And I'm like, dude, what are you going to do? Just go kill everybody that's got the resources? Or are you going to have any kind of resources yourself? Is that what it is? Is you just got more ammo than the other guys? So the king of the hill
Pretty good for the
wins.
military.
Do what?
It says worked pretty good for the military.
Well, there's got to be something better, and not just that. It's like, oh, what if you can't even make it to the resources? Are you just going to go kill your neighbors? Is that what it's all about? Is that
That comes down to the which one of your dogs do you eat first? I mean, it's a tough decision, but when it comes down to survival of the fittest, man, there ain't no warning labels on life, you know.
Well, I guess I'm thinking about. I mean, we're sitting on a freaking meteor crater, right? That there, I've kind of started writing the script already. The thing that I'm going to talk over this at some point, and the script that I've got in my mind is there are no witnesses to this event. They're all gone, and I kind of wanted to lay the video that you're going to see. The people that have. I'm going to delete this live stream after we're done because I don't want everybody knowing what the hell's going on. I want it to be a surprise, and I want to say, hey, we're going to a crash site. And speed was the biggest component of this crash site. And there are no witnesses that there are no eyewitnesses alive. Everybody that witnessed this crash is dead. Every being, well, I don't know how to.
So why is speed getting there?
Speed is coming from outer space. It's doing.
Oh, the lack of prep, the lack of forethought.
That's kind of eventually where I'm going to go. But an asteroid is the least of our worries. The biggest thing that I'm concerned about is a freaking coronal mass ejection, CME. It's that thing that happens it's happened, 5 times in the last 100 years? It's
What is
happened.
that?
A CME, a coronal mass ejection. It happens all the time.
You're talking about the sun.
And we're coming up on the solar maximum. So I think it's by August this year, we're going to hit the solar maximum. So the craziest the sun ever acts, it's like a 24-year cycle. This summer is going to be the peak of that cycle. And then
cell phone service is going downhill.
No, it's not just cell phones, brother. It's everything.
Everything electric.
If we get hit, everything, all our communications, a lot of our vehicles.
That's like the EMP stuff.
Yeah, it's exactly. That's all it is. It's taking out our networks, our satellites, everything that we use to communicate with the global pipeline that moves food back and forth. And that's going to be the first thing that goes. Yeah. You can't drive to get food. You gotta deal with what you got in your basement, right? That's right. What you got.
Yeah, that's what you got.
And I'm gonna be the first to go. I'm wearing about 3-4 weeks of food on me. But I got the water thing down. So it's like, okay, so what's my plan? My plan is to go kill people and take all their stuff. So I'm coming over to your house first. We're just gonna I'm coming in early in the morning when you're probably gonna be sleeping, right? Because I'm just gonna take everything you got. Because I know it's in the basement. I know you got ammo. I just got to get past the perimeter. Got to get in and kill quick, and then eat you and your wife and your dogs.
You have to know which shift we're in. Am I the one awake, or is Michelle the one awake?
Okay.
You got to prep.
Is Michelle prepared? Is she ready? Is she combat ready?
I think she's pretty good. She's pretty good. Pretty good shot.
We might be moving away from the motorcycle channel into the whole. Let's talk about some reality, because I really
for camping.
Well, I really like talking about reality. It's really an interesting topic because everybody's got this delusion that I got enough ammo, I'm good. I gotta have ammo. No, really. You're gonna have a few days of water. At least a few days of
Oh,
water.
without water's the main. You're dead without water.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even drink nasty water.
Yeah.
Like I live on a lake.
Yeah.
You can drink that water.
You got all the water you need. You just got to be able to filter it, right? You got to be able to take the cooties out of it, or you're gonna be shitting a lot.
Filtered or cooking. Yeah. And then dehydration from. Then they get to the point where you can't drink enough.
Yeah.
To
well,
keep up with.
Guess who's not going to save you? Your doctor's not going to save you. The pharmacy's not going to save you. You don't have antimicrobial. You don't have pathogen prevention or cures. Dude.
Iodine pills are big things.
No. That's treating your water. What do you do when your pathogens are in your gut?
Oh, dude.
You're fucked. You are fucked. If you don't have some meds, you're fucked.
Should have ate more yogurt, I guess. I don't know.
No. It's the parasites. It's not bacteria. It's the parasites. If you get what is it? Help me in the chat, y'all.
Philip Parrott said, "I'm not offended by peppers. What is wrong with having food in a plan?"
I don't think I was trying to take offense by preppers.
I wouldn't think. I mean, everybody deserves to go to hell in their own fashion. That's Matt Murphy, man. That's the radio guy. That's
I don't know Matt Murphy.
Everybody deserves to go to hell in their own fashion. I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it, man. Knock it out. I'm not gonna get mad at you for doing this as long as you don't get mad at me for doing that.
Well, I like the self-sufficiency. That's why we were talking about fishing. It's like I'm a terrible fisherman. I couldn't feed myself for a week fishing.
The house, I'll show you how to. We can make a video on putting the canoe in the water and not tipping over when you.
That's what we need to do. It's like, okay, here's fishing for dummies. I'm doing camping for dummies because there's a lot of dummies out there. There's a lot of people that need a lot of help, and you can make a few videos to go, oh, okay, here's a little bit of confidence. Here's the things that nobody else is going to tell you because they think you know it. It's just common sense. Like you would think, yeah, I've fished before. I've caught fish before.
Yeah.
But really, I need numbers. I need meat.
Can you clean it?
I've cleaned fish before, but yeah, I could probably use some help on that.
Take a whole. Peel the skin and scales off and just eat it because you're. At that point, if you're doing it for survival, you're not worried about what it tastes like.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
As it won't kill you.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, what can I eat? I don't want to eat the liver, but if it's going to help me survive, I will eat the liver.
I will absolutely eat a deer liver, any part of a deer that.
Mammals, it's different. Fish, you're going to eat fish liver? Because, they're that big, right? If you save enough. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I would be more apt to, boil it. And then see what you got. At least you get some kind of a fish stock out of it.
Well, I think
EMSMD has 13 hens and 1 duck eggs.
There we go.
Every day. That's not a bad idea.
Well, I admire people that are self-sufficient. I could give two shits about how much ammo you got. That to me is a waste of time and a waste of money. Have enough ammo to defend your place, but to go out killing people and go into battle and that's I think that goes down to the root, that basic instinct of survival thing where you got 20 spears. Well, I got 24.
I'm telling you, if it comes down nitty gritty, bow and arrows way to go. You can reuse the arrows.
Yeah, you can make your own arrows when it comes down to it. It's harder than buying them from the store, but
a recurve bow and some arrows, man, you can jack some stuff up. You can kill a squirrel, you can kill a deer.
Hell, I've got two wrist rockets. I think I'm just not really good. Yeah, I've got a lot of freaking birds with slingshots. Squirrels, not so many.
Gary Backroad Adventures said ammo is for hunting. Wrong. I think. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, they made the Second Amendment to protect from the government, not deer.
Yeah. Well, they're coming for the guns. They're coming for the guns.
The government and Whoopi Goldberg. Goddamn Whoopi Goldberg.
I can't. Something pops up with Whoopi Goldberg. I can't. her and that what's that other dumbass that
The fact she doesn't have eyebrows, that freaks me out. I don't like it. Two wheels and back rows. Can you make a bowstring? You can't have tendons. Yes.
you can what?
Out of tendons.
Tennis, yeah. Well, there's all kinds of stuff, man. There's all kinds of stuff. The I keep tossing around that what is it? Foxfire? The books? Foxfire. Somebody look. Anybody know what Foxfire is? It's a series of books. It's basically manuals that were probably it's wisdom from 100, 200, 300 years ago. It's this collection of how to do.
That's like that Farmer's Almanac kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it's comprehensive. It's everything. You want to make a plow from a bumper, or here's how you do it. Here's how you make this. Here's how to make bowstring. Here's 12 different ways. I want to get a hold of that. I've never actually put my hands on one, but I've heard people talk about it. It's like that's the stuff that we're going to need when everything digital and electronic goes away. Who's got those books? Who's got the library of all that wisdom that is you've got a few pieces stored in your head, I've got a few pieces stored in my head, but we can't keep a small community alive with
that's the thing. You have to have a community of people that know how to do things. You can't farm and hunt and purify water and all this stuff by yourself. You have to have people that hunt,
right,
people that farm,
yeah,
people that raise the crops, people that cook. You got to have the people in a community like it used to be.
yeah.
Like,
People that know how to identify plants that we can eat,
right,
and
man.
we can use as medicine, and it's all going to be vaporized real soon.
And the whole biblical thing, whatever. It used to be people went to the church for help.
Yeah.
Now people go to the government for help.
Right.
Where's that got us? So I mean, it's I don't know, man. I think we're in a bad way at this point for the amount of knowledge that is so instant. There is no long-term knowledge anymore. Nobody's got anything in their head. That's why everybody's worried about the zombie apocalypse. Zombie apocalypse is already here. There it is. They're walking around with their heads in that damn phone, and they're just nobody will hurt me. I'm in my phone.
Right.
Boy.
What's going on in the chat? Anybody got anything interesting?
Lost Ways. Gary Backroad Adventures. I have the Lost Ways collection.
Lost Ways?
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Give me something out of that, Gary. Give me something out of the Lost Ways that nobody knows how to do that would be very useful post-apocalypse. I gotta go pee.
Steve Bros. Scott Parker says, published in 1966, the magazine covers topics, lifestyles, cultures, crafts, and skills of people in southern Appalachia. That would be awesome.
Yeah, there's people out there that are still living like they did 100 years ago.
There's some people out there that have to.
That have what?
That have to.
Right.
Because they don't have the money to.
Right.
They don't just run to the store. EMS medic said, if you overthink life, you will not make it. You will stress out.
What if you underthink it?
Underthinking is the reason I have a job. Flat out, man. I mean, that's. Well, why'd you do that? Is a question that often comes up. You don't want to be mean to them because they didn't know no better. I mean, legitimately, sometimes people just stupidity has made a lot of people a lot of money in this world.
Ignorance, not stupidity. Ignorance.
No,
Is it?
It's stupidity.
Give me an example.
HIPAA. The biggest thing, as far as EMS wise, man, the biggest thing I wish people understood was just because you ride an ambulance don't mean you're going to get in the hospital faster. I mean, it's just not how it works.
You mentioned that the other day. That's kind of funny.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Oh, well, they came here by ambulance. Well, still, they got sniffles, right?
Yeah, I mean, one person that had the flu. I got out of the hospital today. They said I had the flu. Well, I took the medicine. They said I don't feel any better. Well, you have the flu. You're going to be sick for
No,
about 7 days.
that is true stupidity. I thought you were talking of just not being aware. But yeah, you're talking about stupidity.
All of it.
You can't help stupid people.
Just...
You can make unaware people aware. You could take away people's ignorance, but if you have no ability to process information, then there's nothing you can do for those people. I mean, there's nothing you could do for that woman you picked up with the ambulance ride, and she may think that she got in faster. Whether doesn't matter what you told her, she may think, well, there was somebody that was here before
I don't care.
I was here.
No, I just ride an ambulance.
Yeah.
Probably not the best idea.
Well, it saves gas. Think about it. Save gas. Save on gas. And you get some attention. That may be part of it.
That ambulance ride just cost you $600.
Cheap, ain't it?
I didn't say that. Pemmican. My man set up pemmican.
Pemmican.
Gary Backrate Adventures, how to make pemmican and hardtack.
Hardtack is? I do.
Pemmican. I want to learn. I want to make some.
How about the one that's like fruit and meat?
That's pemmican. That's it. And fat.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Hardtack is the flour and
it's
water
biscuits
and made into a biscuit that's like hard as a rock.
Right.
Pemmican, man, that's a big thing. A certain amount of pemmican can, what is it? Blueberry pemmican, blueberries, ground meat, and fat.
How do you preserve fat though? That's the tough one.
You render it. You render the fat out. You take beef that is completely dry. I mean, dry to the point of you can't eat it. You grind it into a fine powder. You take blueberries that are dry to zero, I ain't gonna say zero water content. There's gonna be a little bit, but you take it as far down water content as you can. You grind them together. You take that rendered fat and you pour into it, and you mix it together, and you pack it into a.
But rendered fat is still fat.
Yeah.
What do you call fat that goes bad?
I would say rancid, but
rancid. How do you prevent rendered fat from? Huh?
You got to wrap it up. I don't know, man. But they're talking about this stuff will last you like
right.
a year.
But
I don't know how
it's not just that. But there's got to be a process. There's got to be some kind of a process where you can say, this is how you do it, because you don't just take a hunk of fat and go off into the woods for 6 months, right?
Yeah, I mean it's the fat is your calories, the meat's your protein, the berries is your.
No, I get that. I'm talking about preservation. So jerky is smoked meat. It's smoked and dried, but it will still go bad if you have fat in it, right? True or false?
That's the moisture content there.
Okay.
Your moisture content.
So you're saying removing the moisture from fat will make it keep?
I think that's kind of the key to it.
Oh, hey Alan. Hey man, how's it going? How's it going with the neck? I saw your video. I hope you're feeling better. Be a flight med. It's great.
No, it's not. That's a lot of work.
Flight med?
Being a flight med? Hell yeah, that's folks that are committed to their job.
Yeah, I did it. I took call for one of those life flight things for about a month. I was like, no, I can't do this. This is fucking up my life. Pemmican. Hardtack. He spelled it with an L instead of a. Goes by code for response to doctor in the hospital. Squirrel jerky. Yeah, squirrel jerky has no fat in it.
There's rabbit.
Yeah, what do they call it? Rabbit starvation?
Rabbit fever.
Grease. Better every day. That's good to hear, man. Chunky B, living the dream. Nightmare is still the dream. That's great, Chunky. I'm gonna take that, man. I love that. Living the dream. A nightmare is still a dream.
It is.
Ammo is for hunting. Yeah, there's nothing going on in the chat. There's 24 people in here. I don't remember the answers. Where are the answers? I think we've had 2 or 3 answers. I've got 3 questions. Why do you watch live streams? Number 1, in general. Why do you watch my live stream? And what could I do to make my live stream better? Answer any one of those questions, all 3. We got 27 people in here. Why are y'all not doing your part? You got to participate. You got to participate. It's not just me and Luke. Luke's going to sing and dance in a few minutes.
Absolutely.
He's got a.
As soon as it gets dark, he's very quiet.
We're clearing the ground over here for his ensemble.
Already slipped twice.
We're hanging off the side of a freaking meteor crater, an 80 million year old meteor crater, one of 6 above ground craters in the world, trying to give you some entertainment value, trying to encourage you to get out and ride your motorcycle and camp in the woods. And what are y'all doing? Answer my questions, or I'm going to come get you. Brian, I know where you live. River dance. Oh, he's river dancing. What's your background? You got any Irish in you?
Oh, man, Millers, man. Grinders of the corn.
You're British, English something, right?
So, English and Italian, maybe a little German.
Yeah, you're a little bit of a mutt, huh? Okay.
Because I always ask people, what is your last name mean?
Yeah, Redman.
What is it? Redman.
Redman. So, as far as I could tell, the research I've done is it came from a pair of brothers that shipped over to Ireland, and the first one wanted to claim the land, so he cut off his hand and threw it on. So red hand turned to red man. That's the best I could tell. It's a weird story, but sounds there's a little bit of crazy in my family. So
everybody's normal until you get to know them.
I did mine 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Gary, it's you and 2 other people I think that chimed in. How about a 360 view? We'll do that once everybody answers the freaking question. We'll walk around. We'll do a camp tour. And we may even walk up to the road, which is really cool up there. Oh, we could totally do that. We could do a camp tour and then walk up and show you the ripples in the crater. Everybody?
Well, a section of the ripples, because there's trees.
Yeah, there's trees, but we got a good view. You can't really see anything.
See how far away it is. I mean, it's 5 miles wide, so I mean, if you didn't know what it was, you would just think it was a hill.
Josh is barbecuing chicken. Watch the pastime. Scott Parker, watch you because I think that's kind of common. I think a lot of my friends watch me because it's like, I know Don. He's just as much an asshole live streaming as he is in real life. What's the question? 2 Wheels Back Road. There's 3 questions. Why do you watch live streams? Why do you watch my live stream? And what would it be to encourage you to watch more live streams? Is there some kind of a format, some kind of a content thing, some kind of a discussion, something that you guys would be more interested in? Something that I can go, okay, this is going to happen every time because everybody, back by popular demand, everybody wants to everybody wants to see everybody's toys. So you pull out your toys and you go, okay, it's show and tell. Let's do show and tell every live stream. We're going to go, hey, here's some gadgets. Like this, I mean, we pulled out the radios, we pulled out knives, we pulled out all kinds of stuff.
Look, if you could see my hammock, it is as simple as I'm hanging my boots up because I don't want stuff to crawl in them.
That's not a bad. I mean, that's kind of
I've had stuff crawl in my boots.
I've had stuff in my boots too. Most of the time they're harmless, but it really freaks you out to go.
I don't like putting boots on something crunching. That's weird.
Well, especially when you start lacing it up. Now you got to unlace it to get your freaking boot up, right? Or buckles. That's me, 6 years. Scott Parker is talking about Lost Ways. Yeah. That's what we were talking about earlier.
That'd be interesting. I mean, because you have the guys that do the bushcraft stuff and show you how to light a fire with this and that. I mean, stuff like that needs to be out there. A lot of people, like, you don't give them a match or a lighter, they don't know how to light a fire. I did my niece and nephews. I gave them Like I gave him one of them that knife, fire steels, and
Where's your piece of fat wood?
I don't know. He threw it up there somewhere. We can find another one.
I think it's around here somewhere. That
Oh,
might be
this whole
that.
tree.
That would be
Fat wood.
something. I got a lighter. We can set that thing on fire real quick.
Let's not get in trouble. Like I said, the whole fireman thing. Hey, give me that down. Ugh. People need to learn how to identify fat wood.
Well, that was a new one for me.
Great.
I'd never seen fat wood on a stick laying on the ground, and you found one. I was like, oh, okay.
That's some. That tree over there is probably some.
Well, I've been going to stumps for years because I thought that's where you get fat wood. Nobody's ever shown me. Oh, if it's gray, it's probably.
I just kicked it off.
Huh?
I just kicked that off. That's the color. You look for that color, and then inside that whole thing right there.
So, if you can't see it, a regular piece of, is this pine or is this something else?
No, that's pine. Pine is where you get fat wood.
Pine is pretty good source.
When it is died during the winter and the sap is down in the tree.
So basically, if you picked up a piece of pine like this, it would weigh nothing. But this thing weighs 3, 4, 5 times as much because it's got all that oil and sap in there that's really good.
That's where what is it, turpentine?
Yeah.
Where turpentine comes from.
But the big thing about fat wood is it's a fuel source. It's not just a piece of wood to set on fire. It will fire up really, really quickly if you know what you're doing.
Hot.
And you're about to demonstrate
here.
this, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you move closer here so everybody can see what's going on? Or you can do it right there.
I just want to do it without cutting my finger off.
I can't help you there.
Yeah, no kidding. So that smells like pine sol. That's what it smells like.
Oh wow, that could deodorize your whole house. If anybody's ever tried to light a piece of wood on fire, you know that that's almost impossible to do. I mean, you can get some straw or something like that, but that is going to burn for 10, 15 minutes. That little piece of wood.
It's enough to get something burning because it burns hot. It's like pouring turpentine on something.
Right.
That's a dry piece of that.
And this is a dry piece. It's going to catch fire, but it's not going to catch fire. Well, I don't know. It's got a little bit of it. Yeah.
But that whole thing.
Right.
Is just about that.
So So in other words, look at that. That's not even going out. So in other words, instead of taking your big lighter that's going to last you 2 or 3 weeks starting fires with it, instead of going, I'm going to put this up under a bunch of brush, especially when it's wet. You could start this if it's wet, right? True or false?
The water's not going to soak into it.
It's not going to soak in there, so you can cut into it.
That looks like that. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Well, they're not going to be able to see this up close,
but
a good
that
camera.
Color, if you see that light coming through there like that,
yeah.
That's when you know you've broken off a piece that's good. And that whole tree trunk right there is full of it.
Right.
Which broke off of that tree right there, which means if you skin all that stuff off of it, you're going to have a bunch of lighter pine in it. Lighter pine, fat wood, whatever you want to call it. But I use that stuff to light fires all the time.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing to it.
Brian says, I get paid to watch your stream. Easy money.
You're damn right.
Why do I watch your live stream? I'm stuck in this house healing from ACDF surgery. I can ride or even drive you can't ride. Use fat wood from our forest to start fire at home. We have lots of it.
They sell it by the pound at yuppie stores. They do. They sell that stuff, and it's just like I know where to go get it. Go to the woods. I was out here for a minute and saw it. I was like, hey, there's some. There's a stump out here somewhere right down that hill. That's some.
Well, that's where I've always done. It's like stumps are easy because not just that, you can hit it with your axe and go, oh, okay, I struck gold.
But if you like that tree right there, that right there fell off of that. So that means that's fat wood. So there's your stump, and then look at this. You might have to dig through it a little bit.
I've never noticed. I didn't know there was that much in branches. I never would have thought to look there. So, oh look, there's another beer. I was looking for remainders. I was looking for some swill.
I think you drank it all.
Mmm. So good. We should have got more
John
beer.
Paradise is going to Moab next week.
Uh-oh.
That's something, dude. I want to mountain bike in Moab. I mean, I'd love to have the motorcycle out there too, but
That's Paradise. Well, the thing that I've noticed what they do is they take you all the way to the top of Mount Was. They put everybody in a van, put their bikes on top, shuttle you to the top of Mount Was, and you just whoa.
I don't care nothing about that.
9,000 feet,
I
dude.
I want to do everything myself. I don't want to be.
Oh
shuttled.
well, you can pedal for forever around there.
Absolutely love it.
So, White Rim Trail. Except you need to really be prepped to do that.
So I got a buddy. My next door neighbor's son is sponsored by Salsa Cycles, which is a bicycle brand.
Right.
And that dude, he's done all kind of stuff. He's written books and stuff on their website. I mean, did the Continental Divide, bicycle.
That's impressive.
That's 2,700 and something miles.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even in the race. He just did it for the hell of it.
Huh.
Him and another dude named Sean that actually works for Salsa. They were good friends, and they just like, hey, it'd be fun. And they damn did it. I mean, that just knocked it out. That is awesome. I just don't have the time to be able to pull something like that off.
Yeah, that's a lot of work too, man. I want to do the Continental Divide, but I don't want to pedal it. I want to ride it. And I've heard it's really not that much of a challenge, but I've also heard that same thing from a psychopath. So, anybody ever heard the name Donovan? Anybody? I know a few of my friends. He's like, no big deal.
What's
it's
the
like,
Cat Herds live stream? John Paradise. Hey, Don, I only watch your Cat Herds live stream. Cat Herds?
Cat Herds?
CATTURDS. Cat Herds. I don't know what that means.
Maybe
your storytelling is the best. Plan on getting out there in the snow and going for a ride in Moab next week. So he's the Moab.
Moab, yeah.
I keyed in at the end of there on Moab next week, and I was like, Moab would be pretty cool.
So I just mentioned this to Luke earlier. I'm making a bonus video of my trip because I want to talk about murder in Moab. Because that's one of the most common questions I get one is, do you carry and what do you carry? And do you worry about people stealing your stuff or attacking you at camp and blah, blah, blah. And I've always said, nah, it's much more risky to live in a city than to live in the woods. So it doesn't even cross, I don't want to set up camp next to some sketchy, crazy people. In fact, the further I get away from people in the woods, the better I feel.
You hear them coming. You can hear them coming.
Yeah, but not just that. It's like, I don't, that's one of the main reasons I don't go to campgrounds. It's like, no. But with that said, there's 2 places I camped that were in close proximity to other campers. One was in the Tetons, one was in Moab. Both of those places had murders a few weeks before I got there. And one of them made national headlines. And the one that made national headlines, I camped 100 yards from where this girl was murdered.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be a big story. The other one, I was on the same road. It was LaSalle Loop Road. Anyway, I was on the same road, but probably about 5 miles away from these 2 girls that got murdered. So murdering and women kind of goes hand in hand.
Philip Parrott said your live stream is better than TV.
Oh, wow. Who said that?
Philip Parrott.
Okay, dude.
Philip, where are you from, man?
I think
where's your TV?
That's my New York guy, I think, isn't it? Aren't you from New York, Philip?
I'm off of my preppers. What is wrong?
Well, at first I took that as a compliment, but then I was like, yeah, better than TV. That's kind of like, yeah, that's better than getting, stabbed. That's kind of what it's like. Better than getting stabbed or watching TV.
Better than getting kicked in the balls.
Yeah, it's better than getting kicked in the balls.
Bluegrass Meadows had Gabby
Petito. Yeah. Gabby Petito.
Petito.
Right. And both of these murders, so Gabby got murdered by a boyfriend. The other 2 girls, the 2 lesbian girls that were living in Moab and working in Moab, were camping. That's how they were van life girls. They got murdered. Apparently, I'm not really sure what the final verdict was, but they didn't really make national headlines. And the only reason I connected the dots with Gabby Petito is that they were in Moab too at the same time as the other two. They were at in Moab at the same time. So 3 murders, 2 of them separate from the other one. And the only reason I knew about Gabby, I'd seen the headlines,
Right.
but I didn't really think about it. She just went missing, right? The only reason I knew about her is they had a billboard for those 2 girls that got murdered. They had a billboard because they found the bodies. They didn't know who did it. They didn't have any idea. But they were looking for dash cams or photographs or any information because it was a cold case, basically. So they'd already solved Gabby's murder, the girl that got murdered in the Tetons. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out how to put this together and say the same thing I've been saying this whole time with the exception of, hey, I don't worry about murders. I don't worry about people messing with me in the woods, except it does happen. It's just on a much lower frequency. But when it happens, it makes national headlines because that's what everybody remembers. You don't remember about those 700 people that were murdered in Chicago last year.
And the news cycle now is so hot and heavy about it. I mean, they bring light to all that kind of stuff. I mean, 30 years ago they didn't do that. You didn't hear about all the murder. You didn't hear about a murder in Los Angeles.
Well, you still don't hear about murders in Chicago.
Yeah.
700 plus murders last year. 700, and how many made Chicago news? 10, 20?
Can't make all of them. It's tough.
It's murder, though. Come on, it's murder. Yeah, the numbers don't lie. And I think that's what I would go back to at the end of this video where I go, hey, look, the murders happen in the woods. Here's how to protect yourself. Stay away from freaking people. That's my #1 rule is stay away from people. Don't interact with clowns that you don't know in the woods.
Sorry. This was your idea.
No, I'm telling you, don't interact with clowns that you don't know. Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, this is going to be a tough one. I'm already struggling. I've already got all the footage. I've already got all the stuff lined up, but it's like, how do you tell the story the basic story is you're much safer in the woods, except for these 3 girls that got murdered in the same places that I was camping. The only thing I could say there is like, well, okay, here, stay away from people, even in the woods. These were freaking premium campsites, so they were all free camping. It wasn't a campground, but it's like, there's a lot of people here because it's a really freaking cool place.
Something to be said for sailboats, man.
What's that?
Something to be said for sailboats.
Sailboats, yeah. Well, how many people have been murdered on sailboats? A lot. But compared to living in the city, not so much.
Is Christopher Walken involved in something?
No, what was the
famous folks that got killed on
No,
sailboat?
there's been a bunch. What's her name? The actress?
That's what I'm saying. I think Christopher Walken had something to do with it. I could be wrong. Y'all tell us.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
there's
like
been a bunch.
Christopher Walken was on the boat and don't know anything about it.
Okay,
Who was that?
It was 2 famous people. One of them was child actress, I think. No, what was her claim to fame? She was over the hill. She was 40 something, married to an over the hill actor, and they were partying on the boat, and she wound up drowned. Body floated away somewhere, and then there was the yacht thing. The mistress from what's his name? The newspaper magnate. This is back in the 30s.
Wasn't around then.
Okay. Dude, there's been all kinds of interesting murders on boats.
I mean, people get killed in all kinds of new.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And if you just look at the numbers, you go, okay.
I had somebody
high-profile murder in Moab and the Tetons. But you look, okay, how many people have been murdered in the woods? There's a lot of weird stuff going on in the woods. We don't really know, but we know it's a fraction of 1% of what you see in the cities.
What they were running. I'm never running again. Okay. I had a guy said, I said something about going to Aruba. I'll never go to Aruba. Nellie Holloway was killed.
Right.
I was like, what does that have to do with Aruba?
They hate people from Alabama.
They said, yeah. They said, I'll just never go there because they killed her. And I was like, why? Because they killed an American in a foreign country? I was like, do you know how many Americans get killed in America? Come on, man. Think about it.
It's the same thing with Mexico. Everybody's got this heightened thing about Mexico. It's like, okay, stay out of the border towns. That's all you got to do. Stay out of the border towns.
Cooter mullet. What kind of wood doesn't float? Natalie Wood.
That's it.
Her.
Natalie Wood.
Wow,
Very
dude.
good, Richard. Thank you.
Yeah, they all started popping off with it. Wood doesn't float.
It was Natalie Wood.
You're horrible.
Natalie
That's
Wood,
great,
and what's her husband's name? That's
Wagner.
Yeah, Wagner. That's it.
There you go. I will give that to Gary's Backyard Adventures. He said
very
that.
good.
I just happened to read it at the right time. John Paradise, are you ever worried about bears, moose, and wolves in the future? I think the 2 girls were killed by a coworker.
The 2 girls, apparently. That's what I remember reading is we think it was this guy because he told his girlfriend that he killed 2 people and then he put a gun in his mouth. But, they don't know. All they know is it's hearsay, basically. But, yeah, he's a pretty good candidate.
All right, Roy Dean. I tune in to hear tales, get ideas on camping, and your quest for Miss Stinky Feet.
Itchy Boots.
But how did she get a name Itchy Boots? Where did that come from? I have no idea.
Her boots are always itching. She's got to keep traveling. That's what I remember. She did a great interview. If y'all haven't seen the Baldy interview,
so it's figurative, not literal.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not athlete's feet.
Okay.
She's what do you call it? There's another colloquialism. I just don't remember what it is. It's something like that. You got restless. It's basically you're restless. That's basically what she's trying to say is she likes traveling, and she does, dude. She's killing it.
I mean, if she doesn't like it, she's in the wrong line of work.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. Brian said Vagabond has Montezuma's revenge.
Well, that's what you get for eating Mexican street food.
A taco truck would be banging right now. I'm kind of leaning towards. You said something about that barbecue joint.
Yeah, I'm the last thing on my mind right now is food.
But dude, I love eating. You guys, you said, "Are you hungry?" I should just went. I'm always hungry.
That's the answer. That's good to know because the worst thing to do is traveling with somebody like me that's hungry once or twice a day. So
I can always eat. Always. I can always. It don't have to be a lot, but I will always. Like a BLT. Ate 2 BLTs. Some people might think that's excessive. I've been up since 2:30 this morning. So
I had no, I didn't eat anything this morning. I was kind of hungry when we ate lunch, but I was like, that was a lot of food. I'm not gonna be hungry tonight. I even got some nuts and shit on there, but dude, don't let me slow you down. If you want to go down the hill and get some, I mean, it's just right there.
Need to run to the damn barbecue joint, man. Might do it.
I am not gonna eat anything.
Pickles? No extra pickles. You like pickles? You eat
pickles? I might eat a pickle.
That's when we go to that junction grocery down there below Tuscaloosa and fill up with gas and whatever. We just like the store. It's a 20-minute drive, but Michelle's like, "Can you give me a barbecue sandwich with extra pickles?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I can. Let's do it." Yeah. Loves extra pickles on a damn barbecue sandwich.
Funny.
Nervous leg syndrome. Gary's Backyard Adventures.
Well, there's a phrase. I don't know what I can't put it together, but it's restless whatever something. It's restless something. Where
I always heard just don't grow roots. Gotta keep moving.
I can't think of what it is. Anyway, I'm exposing all the plans coming up. It's the murder video I'm working on right now. This is coming up. I think this is going to turn out to be something pretty interesting because there's single track to get in the camp here. This is kind of interesting.
Says, 2 wheels backwards. Itchy feet is the term.
Itchy feet.
Itchy feet.
Itchy feet sounds like.
It sounds like athlete's foot though.
Yeah, it does. I got itchy feet. Well, I got itchy balls. So.
Wanderlust.
Yeah, same thing. But I've
2 wheels back roads. Wanderlust. You got it. Wanderlust.
Wanderlust is
That's just like you.
That's the phrase I'm trying to. But there is something like itchy feet
for the unknown, kind
of restless.
Brian says when I'm on a bike, I only eat once a day because I'm not bored.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. I still get a hankering about 8 o'clock. Gotta eat something.
You can go till 8 o'clock without eating.
Oh, we usually don't eat till like 9 and 9:30 at night.
All day long, you don't eat anything.
No. Like I don't eat breakfast usually.
Yeah, that's
like
me.
This whole past week that I've been off in that class, I didn't eat breakfast. Just drink coffee, eat lunch. I ain't no telling what I'll eat for lunch. I might be a lot, might be a little, and then we eat dinner at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night.
That's late. I can't. Yeah, I can't do that. Even most of the time, I skip breakfast, eat a light lunch, if anything. And if it's heavy enough, I won't eat anything for dinner.
To me, it's time of year. Because if it's cold out, you got to eat a lot. If it's hot out, you don't have to eat as much because the whole regulating body temperature uses up so much.
Did y'all see our little radio thing here? We tried to get together. I know a lot of y'all are coming and going. I'm trying to get people playing with me on my cheap little. It's a ham radio, and guess what? I don't have a ham license. But there's a guy on YouTube that is encouraging people to do the playing. He's got some kind of not quite. He's trying to encourage people to not worry so much about the whole license. That's what's kept me out of ham. I don't want to get a license to do this. I don't want to have to get a license.
Legitimately, who's going to track you?
That's exactly. I've been thinking that the whole time. But to hear somebody, a ham guy, to go, don't do this, don't do that. And nobody's gonna.
Don't start walking on folks.
Don't piss the wrong people off. If you want to talk with your friends, talk with your friends. Find a little remote channel that nobody knows, and that's what we're doing today, or at least trying. And I just thought that was really interesting. That's all I ever wanted to do. And emergencies is good. It's a good emergency radio. Nobody's going to come arrest you if you go, hey, I'm in trouble here and I need some help. I'm out in the middle of nowhere and this bike's on top of me. I just like all that ability, and not just that, it's really cheap and it looks fairly rugged. So anyway, you're going to see a lot of radios in the future. And I would encourage everybody that's thought about it like I have for years and not done anything about it to actually get on Amazon and get you a Baofeng FB5R for $22 shipped.
I think the guys that run a lot of the mountain bike races in Alabama, they use that style radio. They just got the longer antennas, I think.
Well, yeah, an antenna for this radio is almost as much as the freaking radio. But not just that. The thing that's always bothered me is I have played with some walkie-talkies in the past. Get a couple of walkie-talkies for $80 and find out you don't have a half-mile range on it because they're half a watt. These things are 5 watts. You can talk to people within line of sight, 20, 30 miles.
Oh, absolutely.
In the woods, I don't know. That's kind of what I wanted to play with you.
Half.
Yeah, half mile.
It's just like the Cardo thing. I mean, it makes a big difference if you put the little antenna up.
Yeah.
I mean, me and my buddies, we do Cardo pack talk bulbs, and you can get pretty good ways off before they disconnect. But there again, you got a radio right next to your brain.
Yeah.
Is that good for you? You probably don't want to hold that dude up next to your head every time you talk to it,
Well, I've got a little antenna or a little headset that comes with it. Yeah, it's really cool. And it's not just that. There's all kinds of things you can do with it. And here's mine. Battery. Here's the coolest thing about this. Custom freaking headbands. What color do you want? What design do you want? What color? Seriously, when I saw this guy, I was like, I'm an orange guy, and I can't find orange anywhere. And, it's got that Aztec design going on. Anyway, yeah. I've been really impressed with this.
Moto Big O said I could live off MREs, motocamping, if they weren't so expensive and bulky.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Dude, like an MRE is made for one a day, like legitimate.
It's a lot of food. It's a lot of calories and fat and,
Two Wheels Back Road said, Don, you got the receive frequency wrong when you put it in.
Did I?
I don't know. I don't know how to work any of it.
I can talk to his marine radio. He can only key up my radio. He can't transmit apparently, or something's wrong with his radio. I don't know. That's all I can tell you. I don't know. I don't know from marine radios. I barely know anything about ham.
Frequencies matter.
Frequencies matter. Totally. Yeah, where's the hams? There's got to be some hams in there. I know I've got ham viewers. I just don't think that they're in the live stream tonight.
I'm ready for panniers, man. That makes packing that bike up so much easier.
These are nice. They're too small.
I don't want hard shells. I want soft ones.
Yeah. Well, I like Giant Loop. I've liked them ever since they've come out. I just like that whole stuff it down in there. It's out of the way. It's stuck to the bike basically.
What is the Wolfman?
Wolfman's good. They're high dollar too.
I don't care, dude. I don't have to pay a lot of money as long as that dude's waterproof, like it said it's supposed to be. I don't care what color it is.
Well, guess what? These aren't waterproof.
They're not.
They're not waterproof.
No.
They all freaking leak.
I want to put it in there. I want my stuff to be dry when I pull it out. I want it to be in the same condition I put it in there as.
That's why I got that dry bag, because I know when I pull it out, unless I get it wet when I'm pulling it out, it's going to be dry.
So wherever that blue dry bag is that I have, that's actually my beach fishing dry bag.
Yeah.
Because I have all my tackle. Like I had to knock sand out of it.
Right.
When I put all my stuff in it this morning, but that's a great dry bag, and I don't know. Sea to Summit. It's not made for this or that. It's just a good dry bag for the price.
Well,
I think that's what it is.
My green bag I've had for 25 years. Same thing. I roll it up. I buckle it. It's going to be dry. That son bitch has been floating down the river, upside down, underneath a canoe for probably 2 or 3 miles. I've gone through rapids in it, and it's like, yeah.
I did that.
Shake all the water off, and
with one of my dry bags. I'm pretty sure it was a Sea to Summit.
Yep.
Right here at the Coosa. Right,
yep.
Not probably 10 miles from where we're at. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to get good stuff, but the name brand.
Sometimes
like
you do.
Yeti.
Sometimes
you
do.
A Yeti cooler is really expensive. They started the rotomolded cooler thing. They had the patent. Now their patent's ended. Now Arctic, and you got what is it?
Everybody
Eagle.
wants to get in on that big money. Igloo is putting them out there, right? We've been selling coolers for 30 years for $30, but we could sell them for 150, 200. We're in.
What happened to the old damn metal Coca-Cola coolers?
Yeah,
man, those dudes were nice.
They'll be more than a Yeti, I guarantee you. You find one that's in good shape, doesn't have any rust on it.
I know where one is too.
Wow.
At my parents' house.
$450, I guarantee you. We can get that thing on eBay, sell it tomorrow. If it's got Coca-Cola on it anyway.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, my mom collected all that stuff.
Well, what else we got? What questions and comments? We got about 10 more minutes. Exactly 10 more minutes. Damn, I nailed it. Because we're not.
You got to show them camp. You got 10 minutes.
Oh,
you got to walk through, dude.
I promised, and I did get a few answers.
You got to show them Cookie Monster over there too.
All right. Let's see how we're going to do this microphone without picking myself up. All right. Camp. Let's go through and check out the KLR first. Because it's pimp. It's not just a regular KLR. Let's talk about the KLR. Do you get the receive frequency wrong when you? No, he's transmitting on one frequency. I'm transmitting on the other. I'm just not getting his voice. I'm getting the.
It wants to know. Kay wants to know. Do you discuss your Northern Georgia get-together?
That's probably going to be coming up second week in April. I think is the best I can tell. When it comes together, it's going to be quick. I'm going to give you about 7 days notice. It's the best I can do with the weather. What I don't want to do is have have all the plans 2 weeks in advance and give everybody plenty of time, and then the weather turns into snow and sleet and hail and storms and crap, and nobody shows up. I think it put a damper on the first camp and cook we did. What was that? Last year? Yeah, last year. Lots of people showed up despite the weather, but I want everybody that can show up to show up, and I don't want weather to be an issue. So that's the best I can tell you for now. Talk about your bike.
It's a stock KLR for the most part, with stuff that will make it last longer and better. I bought it about 3 years ago. It's a 09. It's got a little over 10,500 miles on it. I don't get to ride it as much as I want to, but I had to make it where it would work for a guy that's my size. I go 260, 270 pounds at any given time. Upgraded the suspension, monotubes up front. Just did the shock spring in the back, and it works. I mean, you rode it. It's fairly decent.
It's a decent riding Gen 2.
Did the doohickey, of course. That's all the KLR stuff. You got to put the doohickey in there. Did the thermobob that regulates the temperature. We could go into that whole thing. That's it doesn't thermally shock the cylinder, and it's just the deal up here where your thermostat is and all that kind of jazz. Of course, the gold.
Because you're a pimp.
Yeah, like I said, it's Cookie Monster with the gold chain.
Nobody's gonna steal it. That's the good side.
If they do, it'll stick out. I guarantee that.
All points bulletin. A blue KLR with gold. Wait a minute, gold? Is that really what we're looking for?
They did the little shocky deals because you don't want your camera to go bad on your phone. So you gotta. Hold on, everybody's gonna see themselves on the live stream now.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a good shot.
So
This is what your chat looks like.
But all that stuff moves around and bangs and everything else, and nothing's tore up yet. So
which you totally need for a KLR, because thumpers in general are kind of rattly, but the KLR is kind of extra.
Did the extra lights on the front of it. I got where I can turn those, and I don't think you've seen those at night.
I haven't. Yeah, those are pretty pimp.
So you can show out on a trail or whatever.
You got brown lights from the factory, and then you got the freaking sunlight coming out of the add-ons.
That's all you need. But yeah, we use those when we go out riding in the woods. I like riding at night. It's like riding in a cave with trees in it. That's what I tell people. I like mountain biking at night. I like riding motorcycles at night.
I remember a time when I liked riding at night, but then I got so many close calls with animals, I was like, nah, screw it. I'm done.
Two Wheels Back Road's been looking at KLRs for next bike. Hey, man, depending on the year.
Well, I can't talk you out of KLRs. They're just kind of rock solid, and, if you're thinking that you're going to get laid with a KLR, it's probably not going to happen. If you think that, well, I don't know. I said I've had one for several years, and it improved my riding to the point of,
because you have.
I didn't realize how good of a rider I was till I got on a decent dual sport, and then it's like, holy crap, I'm just as good as everybody else or better.
I did the big brake upgrade on the front of it. That's just stuff to make it a little bit better of a bike.
Right.
And like I said, I will put this bike up against any other 32-ish horsepower motorcycle out there.
Yeah.
And it holds me up pretty good. It does. I enjoy it.
It will certainly get you up the hill. It'll get you across the country.
Miles per dollar is pretty good.
Yeah.
On it. Like I said, I've probably got, I don't know. I don't think I've got $5,000 in that bike. But like I said, I bought it used. Guy gave me a price I couldn't pass up. I told him, I said, if you'll wait till Wednesday, I'm not even going to talk you down.
So wait a minute. The bottom line is you don't have to spend $25,000 to have an adventure bike?
No, you can buy a TW200 for next to nothing and go ride it around your neighborhood.
Now that's pretty extreme. The KLR is not really that extreme, because a lot of people would look at this and go, that's an adventure bike. I know what an adventure bike looks like, but a T-Dub,
right?
That's a more of a connoisseur kind of thing.
We did the dash little deal here. Of course,
yeah, that's cool.
It sets the windscreen up, but it just, I'm so tall it buffets the hell out of me anyways.
We could put one of those little things up there. Those are miraculous. $30. Clamps onto this.
I'm down for it.
Dude, it'll change your life. It really will, especially if you put it on there right.
Like I said, just keep it, just take care of it, it'll take care of you. As far as, I mean, I grease the chain, I change oil every 1,500 miles, change the filter every 3,000, and just ride it, man. Just ride it.
Honda Monkey draws a lot of female attention. There's no doubt about that. The ladies like that. I'm gonna go over here and look at your Hennessy, right?
Oh, yeah.
So while Luke's pissing over here, we're gonna take a look at his Hennessy. He's been in the hammock for a decade or so, I think he says, and he's got a budget tarp that's really light, and he really likes it because it's really waterproof, and it looks like pretty decent tarp, and it doesn't stand out like some of those clown shows do, the yellow and orange and bright green. But yeah, he's apparently he doesn't weather does not factor into his camping. Apparently he's doesn't get too cold, right?
This right here will get you through a lot.
Okay.
That is a king size wool blanket.
Where'd you find that?
My in-laws gave me money for Christmas and said, "You've always wanted a wool blanket, go buy it." And I bought this one off of Amazon.
Is it like merino or something?
It's a little itchy, but
that's not an army issue.
No, no, it's not.
It's actually kind of soft.
It's nice.
It's not a Brillo pad.
But that's the thing, man. A lot of people don't know a lot of stuff about wool.
Yeah.
Wool socks keep your feet warm.
Yeah.
It's really, really cold because wool works when it's wet.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people don't realize that or don't know it or whatever it is. But I'll take a wool blanket. You give me a wool blanket out in the woods in the middle of nowhere, I'll take that in a tarp, and I would rather have that than a lot of other stuff. Your big high dollar heavy camp or tents and all that kind of jazz.
Well, let's walk up the hill and show them where we're at before the sun goes down. For those of you who don't know where we're at, we're on top of an 80 million year old asteroid crater in Wetumpka, Alabama. And nobody in Alabama knows that that's what is here. All they know is there's a mountain. There's a mountain over there with cell towers, and that's all they know. Just talked to a girl in the grocery store, lived here her whole life, went to school here. And as I'm walking out of the store, she's like, "Oh yeah, seems like I remember them telling me about it." It's a freaking asteroid crater. We're 600 feet up in the air. It looks like a mountain from a distance. That's why they put those, I don't know if you can see the cell towers over there, but they put those cell towers up here because it's the highest point around. It's 700 feet up there at Bald Knob. Top of Bald Knob. I don't know, you can't really see much over there. But that's where we're at. When the meteor hit here 80 million years ago, this section of Earth was 100 feet below the ocean, the inland ocean here that covered Alabama and much of the United States back then. And it hit in the water and pushed up Earth, kind of like what you're seeing there. And we're on the rim. I'll go over here and get a shot of this graphic here.
I wish it had a shot that showed the line of what you're looking at right there.
So that's kind of what the crater looks like. And we're going to be looking back in that direction. So we're going to be looking.
It looks right across here somewhere.
I think we're looking that way. So yeah,
well, this is south. The road we came up, Jasmine Hill Gardens. Remember that?
Yeah.
I showed you that, and then the Fire Tower Road. That's the roads I recognized, and I was like, hey, this is where we're at. So we went around the outside of it, like completely. That's what we did.
But as we're looking down through here, it looks like there's another mountain out there in the distance, but it's all uplifted earth. So it goes down sharply here and goes back up, and then it does these ripples all the way across. It's really hard to see there. I'll try to do a better job of it when I make the final video, but that's where we're at. That's where we're camping tonight. Probably gonna fly the drone in the morning and then pull out some samples of the shock quartz over here look at those under the microscope for the final video. But everybody that's watching the live streams gets a preview of what you're going to see. And if you haven't joined us for the live stream, you don't get shit for another couple of weeks. So, anything else, Luke? Is there any answers we need to? Any questions we need to answer? Any comments?
Neat geography.
Geography.
Northwest Moto says neat
yeah, thanks, man. I like geography. That's kind of why I do stuff like this.
Is a meteor crater geography?
Yeah.
It is?
It's natural processes of Earth. It's it's not formed from the Earth. It's buckles and movement of the Earth from other stuff. I'm sorry, not geography.
Miss Faye said, I know where you were when you said the meteor crater, Wetumpka.
Who said that?
Miss Faye.
Oh, well, cool.
Bing, bing, bing. She got it.
Very good.
Yeah, man, it's pretty neat stuff. I mean, I wonder what it looked like 85 million years ago, too.
A bunch of sea, no trees, a bunch of sea. All this was under the ocean, 100 feet down below. The meteor came in, pushed all the Earth back up in a kind of a circular thing, and it's been heavily eroded over the last 80 million years, which is why you see what you see now. But we were trying to find another location that's very heavily eroded. It looks like there's canyons and all kinds of stuff. We just couldn't find it today, but we don't know what we're doing, so.
I'm not a geologist.
I pretend to be one on YouTube sometimes, yeah. Nobody knows. I'll just say, yeah.
Nod and smile. Everybody loves it.
All right, that's all we got, folks. Thanks for hanging out.